You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Okay. Yes, sir. We a little late. I apologize, but hopefully we still be great. Better to be on time, but we are here, man. I apologize. You know, I have some things to take care of, man. You know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brethren and sister and hermanos, mi hermanas, ladies and lads, dudes and dudettes, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Nah, ain't nothing like that. I wish, boy, it's been dry here, boy. It's been raining in Florida, but your boy been going through a drought. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't ashamed to tell you because, boy, when I was up, I was up. You know what I'm talking about? Ask about me, you know. Probably got a couple little things running around these countries and these places, but you know, right now it's just hustle time, you know. Shout out to my guy Ty, man. Mr. Ty Morris said in the building, aka Bodega Boys in the building, aka Band for Band King in the building, aka Squabble Up, Square Up, BTF Champ, aka DTB Original, you know what I'm saying? DBT Original. Shout out to my guy Ty Morris said in the building. We got my brother, man, with his beautiful princess that he welcomed in the world. God bless my boy Styles in the building. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate y'all rocking, man. Appreciate y'all rocking. You know, before we get started, we always got to start the stream off right with our best foot forward, and the best foot is the one that's aligned with God. So let's go ahead and bow our heads and say our prayers, man. Please don't forget to like the video, but please join me and bow your heads if you indulge. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for bringing us into this Tuesday night, Lord. We ask you for a continued peace and serenity. And if we are not experiencing peace and serenity in our lives, please, Lord, give us calm and give us the clarity to know that this too shall pass. You know, no time lasts forever. Just like the good times don't last forever, the bad times also don't last forever. But we want to make sure that we're thankful at all times, whether we're up or down, going through darkness or going through light, in the valley or on top of the hill. Lord, we ask you that you continue to guide us, not only protect us, not only direct us, but also correct us when we're going the wrong way, moving in the wrong manner or in the wrong fashion, or steering off the wrong path, or steering off the right path onto the wrong path. We want to ask you for your correction, and please forgive us for all of our sins, especially those sins that are unbeknownst to us, Lord, that sometimes we don't even know when we're sinning. So please just impact our lives and touch our lives. And if we need it, well, we always need it, but when we need it most, please divinely intervene and keep us going in the right place. And if we are going towards the right place, the right direction, please limit and minimize, or eliminate, not limit and minimize, but eliminate all of our distractions and those things that are there to impact our lives negatively. Lord, we thank you for all your blessings. We ask you for the forgiveness of our sins. We ask you for peace, patience, and emotional health, spiritual health, financial health, mental health, all the health, all the health, in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. So today we got some things to talk about, man. Not a lot, but I'm gonna jump right into it, bro. What's up with Turk, bro? yo, Turk came out with a message. Let's just watch it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it because I could show you, man, and I could tell you. So let me pull it up real quick, man. But yeah, Turk is wild, and Jay Sharp in the building, my brethren. What it do, brethren? Yes, sir. We got Jay Sharp in the building, man. Hey, man. Say, man. What's up with Turk, man? What's up with Big Turk, man? Looking crazy, bro. He sounding crazy, bro. He been rubbing on a little bit too many thigh meats. He been rubbing people down. He done lost a little money, ain't it? He been fondling that thigh meat, bro. He tripping, bro. Well, boy, wildin', man. But he said that shout out to my guy, Big Turk, man. Boxing has been awesome since he's been involved. Some people like to be negative, and sometimes it is important, because in order to tackle a situation in its entirety, you also have to discuss not just the positive or the negative. I'm more of an optimistic, glass half full type of brother. Some people are a little bit more pessimistic, glass half empty type of brothers and sisters, and that's okay. There's room for all of us. But, I don't really focus on things that I don't really find touchable for me, or be something that I can observe. For example, what I'm saying is that I don't know how much money Turk has when he started off in this venture of boxing and all the other sports takeover that he's doing on behalf of Riyadh season. I don't know. I read the reports. I see the amounts of the PIF fund and all that stuff and how much is speculated, but it's all speculation. A lot of things are speculation. So if it's speculation, for me personally, the way I approach that is that, why would I focus on the negative speculation? I'll talk about it, but I'm not one of those that'll be like, oh, Turkey is running out of money because this and this didn't happen. But then when this and this does happen, the same people don't say that, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he does have money. But I will say this, though. In defense of those people that are a little bit pessimistic, in my opinion, and they're questioning how much funds he has, this is not looking good, because this is just going to galvanize that group of people, because he's talking about no undercard. When I say no undercard, I'm not saying that the undercard will be completely non-existent. I'm saying that the undercard will not have anybody of notoriety on the undercard. So, for example, we just saw Caleb Plant, and he had Jamal Charlo on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody. You feel me? Who did we just saw? Canelo, and he had, I'm not even talking about the Riyadh season affiliated joint, but even that one, right? The Fatal Fury joint. He had Bacoli on the undercard. He had F.A. Jagba, they fought each other. He had some other people on the undercard as well, So the undercards, I think, are necessary, not just complementary to the main event, but I think it's necessary to make people want to watch. I mean, even Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, they had Katie Taylor and Man Serrano on the undercard. Then they had the WBC champion in the 147-pound division, Mario Barrios, on the undercard. Then they had the up-and-coming prospect / contender at featherweight 126, Bruce Shu Carrington, on the undercard. Even what's the name? Frank Martin had David Benavidez on the undercard. You see what I'm saying? And David Benavidez and Dave Morrell had some other people. Was it Isaac Cruz and Angel Fierro or whoever was on that undercard? I don't quite remember. But, that's the thing about PBC. PBC gets a lot of flack, but a lot of PBC cards are pretty much stacked, And Riyadh season, they have been pretty much at least decent undercards, in my personal opinion. Me being an avid watcher of boxing, maybe I could appreciate the undercards a little bit more than the casual, but he still had some people of notoriety, notable, high profile, or decent level of stardom, profile characters or people on the undercards. Big Turk has said this about this upcoming undercard. Shout out to my guy LAV in the building. Shout out to Body Bags. Happy birthday again. Shout out to Irony in the building. Big member in the building, Irony. Shout out to my guy, man, my brother. What's good? God bless you as well. Shout out to Average Someone, man. Big member in the building. So yeah, so once again, I'm not saying that the undercards aren't there, but if you plan to be entertained as far as recognizable faces, oh no, it's not gonna be one of them undercards. So check out what Big Turk has said. He wildin'.
It's happened. Canelo Crawford, 13th of September in Las Vegas. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Canelo. Thank you, Crawford. Thank you, Netflix.
Thank you.
Bella. Thank you, Bella.
Thank you.
Thank you, all your team.
Thank
Netflix.
you, Turki Alalshikh.
Khan, TKO. Thank you, Dana, my brother, who he will promote this fight with me. Thank you for Sila, Dr. Rakan.
Dana, my brother.
My old friend, Dr. Rakan. Thank you to Riyadh Season. Faisal. Thank you to Fatal Fury. SNK. Thank you to the Ring Magazine. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you.
This is the biggest fight in boxing.
That is
and
good.
In history in the last 10 years and maybe more. Thank you, Chef.
The biggest fight in boxing history, 10 years, maybe more. That's debatable. But I'm not mad at that declaration. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that proclamation. I'm not mad at that. They could identify this fight as the biggest fight in 10 years. But I will say this, though, for you Bud haters out there, this is a second fight that's been claimed fighter of the century, and Terence Bud Crawford was involved. So there's been what? Let's say there's been like 3 fights of recent memory. I'm going to say recently that have been declared as a fight of the century. And Bud was in 2 of them. 3 of them, the first one, in no particular order, but the first one was Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, right? That was dubbed as the fight of the century. Then you have Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, the first heavyweight undisputed fight in a quarter century, 25 years. And then now you have Canelo and Crawford. Hey, Bud doing his thing, man. Okay, let's keep it going.
From the team of Canelo. Thank you, Ash, the Hunters. And this is very good opportunity for the talent in boxing.
Here it comes.
We will make the undercard, all the undercard, about talent.
What?
Because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard. For that, we will give the...
Hold on. Did you see what he just said? Let me run it back. Oster in the building. My brother, what's good? I'm running it back. Listen to what he said, chat. Listen to what he said.
Undercard. For that, we will give the chance because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard.
What?
Because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard.
Shit.
For that,
them fights be gosh dang 4 or 5 hours. You better entertain me on that gosh dang undercard. What you mean you don't need a big fight on the undercard because you have a big fight on the main event? Who does that? Like, no, we need big fights on the undercard, bro. That's backwards. That's backwards. So people are going to take that part and run with it. But let them finish. We're going to rewind it a little bit.
we'll make the undercard, all the undercard, about talent. Because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard. For that, we will give the chance for the talent. If you think you are ready to be in the undercard of Canelo Crawford, come talk with us. And maybe you will have chance. Thank you, and see you in Vegas the 13th of September. Inshallah.
Hey, shout out to Big Turk Alalshikh, man. Shout out to Big Turk, man. I rock with Big Turk, though. For real. I be joking about him a lot, but nah, shout out to Big Turk, man. I really rock with him, man. But I want to show y'all this, though. So you heard what he said. We don't need a big fight on the undercard because we have the biggest fights. And I just think that is, shout out to Body Bash. Body Bash, I better not see no BS concert. Hey, Sierra's out there looking good, though, cuz. She was looking good. Sierra's out there looking good, you feel me? But yeah, I want to show you this, man. You know me, being the type of brother that I am. So he said this on Twitter, right? So he said this on Twitter, and this is how I responded on Twitter. I put this, man. This is me right here. I said, huh? He said that if you think you're ready to be on the undercard of Canelo Crawford, come talk with us. I said, sign me up. I meant to put I'll box. It was a typo. Man, predictive text. I said I'm box one of these content creators. I meant to say I'll box one of these content creators. Sign me up. Put me on the undercard. I bang bang. And this is like some advertisement or something. You know, I thought somebody challenged me, but it was an advertisement. That'd have been crazy. Watch it be like a former boxer come challenge me or something like that. No, hey, come on now. But anyway, but yeah, so I put that. I said, man, sign me up. Put me on the undercard. Hell, I'll go. You know what I'm talking about? Especially, you ain't even got to give me no millions. Just give me 100 stacks. Give me 100K. I'll be out there. You know what I'm talking about? We can mix it up. Shout out to any one of them content creators, man. Let me know what you want to do. You want to squabble up? We gonna squabble up. You know? Yes, sir. I already got my trainer, man. I'm gonna holler at my boy Ty, and we gonna be out there, man. I got my trainer, my sparring partner, all them good stuff in bonbons. You feel me? But yeah, so all jokes aside, I think that's garbage, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like when he said that we don't need a big undercard because we have a big fight, that's trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And now I get what. Now don't get me wrong. I understand what he's saying as far as like they don't need, let's say for example, because it's because it's Canelo and Terence Crawford, you don't need like Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo in the undercard. You don't need like, I don't know, Bacoli and F.A. Jogba on the undercard. You don't need like, I don't know, you don't need Junto and Inoue on the undercard. You don't need nothing magnificent like that. But you talking about recruiting folks like me? Right, it's not like me, but he's trying to, in my opinion, this is how I interpreted it. I interpreted it as him saying 50-50 fights and just talent. So meaning he's gonna go and get some people that were on the WBC Grand Prix. That's cool. That's a cool fight, but not on this card, in my personal opinion, because when I go in to watch the Grand Prix tournament, those are 50-50 fights, but I know these are up-and-coming fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with it because I'm not, you know, I'm just chilling. I'm watching it casually. But when you're talking about a big event, I'm talking about if you're going to dub it as a fight of the century, then we need to see at least like an Isak Pitbull Cruz on that thing. We need to see at least like a, I don't know, a caliber fighter like an MJ Akmadali, like somebody that's recognizable. Don't have to be a biggest star, but it don't have to be Shakur Stevenson. But guys, dang, you could put Ernesto Mercado on there. It ain't got to be Gervonta Tank Davis, but you could put Frank Martin on there. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody like that. It's people that are recognizable. It don't have to be Job Ataya Verzerdo, but shoot, put Badu Jack or somebody on there, you know what I'm saying? Or Ben Whitaker or something like that. Give us something that we could look forward to and give us a reason to want to watch the undercard, because if you don't, then I think that the anticipation for the fight will suffer. I don't care how much promotion you do. I don't care how many times Terence Crawford and Canelo are on Piers Morgan or whatever other big media outlet out there. I think you need somebody to grab our attention. Give us like an Andy Hiroka, somebody like that that's recognizable, man. Hell, Subriel Matias and Alberto Puello. Put a caliber like that on the card. You feel me? It doesn't have to be something of a colossal magnitude or superstardom, but no, I definitely think that it should be. This is a big fight, and it needs to have a big card. Shout out to my guy Ty Morris. He said, I think I understand what he meant. Instead of packing a card with star power, he could be using Buddy Canelo's to uplift lesser known great prospects and contenders. And that's a good rebuttal. I think that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? I agree with Ty. I think that's a good rebuttal because it gives exposure and it will be for the betterment of the sport. But I do think that on these type of cards, you know, mix that up, put them on the prelims, or put that. I'm not saying throw them in, don't throw them in there, but the co-main, and then I'll say that we need at least put Gabriela Fondora defending her undisputed title on there. You see what I'm saying? Put, I don't know, Bakram Murtazaliev on there, and then make the co-main be like, I don't know, a light heavyweight contest between like, maybe not David Benavidez, but like, and obviously not Beterbiev and Bivol, but like Anthony Yard and somebody, you know, Callum Smith and Anthony Yard, boom. And then the other fights after those on the top of the bill, then it could be like the WBC Grand Prix and stuff like that. So I don't think you're wrong, Ty. I agree with you. Because I'm going to watch it, you're going to watch it. But is that going to attract our neighbors? Is that going to attract the people down the street to watch it? You know, they already have to overcome the obstacle of selling this fight as realistic because Canelo's already the bigger guy. Terence Crawford's already the smaller guy. So there's so many people that are already disinterested in the fight because of that alone. You know, they don't care about the magnitude of these players, you know, between Bud, Crawford, and Cinnamon. They don't care that they're all-time greats, phenomenal fighters in their own right. Or not even in their own right, in the right of the sport. You know, I saw somebody say that, oh, when on an advertisement for Bud versus Canelo, somebody said on Twitter, some dickhead, he said that, oh yeah, Canelo has fought elite competition. Unfortunately, Terence Bud Crawford hasn't.
What?
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's an idiot, but that is indicative of other idiots. You know what I'm saying? Other people relate to that idiocy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you say he hasn't been at the elite level? Terence Bud Crawford got his 2 times undisputed and undefeated while doing it. People would never share that sentiment for Usyk or Inoue. It's like, why do they feel that notion to point that out for Terence Crawford? And it's usually erroneous, mostly erroneous, primarily erroneous. It's like, how many undefeated champions this guy has fought? He literally has Sean Porter on his resume. Sean Porter would be the best opposition for a lot of people. He's in the Hall of Fame, right? Going there. So, and Terence Crawford beat him. I'm tired of running down his resume. He beat Amir Khan. He beat undefeated Victor Postal. He beat Yuriorkis Gamboa. There's so many people that he beat. Not to mention Errol Spence, who was undefeated on the pound for pound list. They were on the pound for pound list simultaneously. So it's like, does Inoue have anybody that he beat that was on the pound for pound list at the same time as him? No. And I'm not knocking Inoue. I'm just saying, but these same people will tell me how great Inoue is, and he is great. But why do they feel? Why do they feel so? I guess. Why do they feel the need and find it necessary to erroneously denounce Terence Crawford's resume or minimize his resume? I don't get it, man. I don't know what provokes them to do so, but that is the sentiment of a lot of people. So I'm saying that the undercard will help galvanize not just the card itself, but also boost intrigue if they have other recognizable faces. So that's why I think it's very important for him. I think this is a bad move on Turki Alalshikh, and not to mention if Turki Alalshikh, how can I say this? If Turki Alalshikh, those that are detractors of Turkey, they're going to say that it's for a money thing, right? And it does look a little suspicious. I'm not going to lie. It looks like maybe they can't afford to get anybody else, and they're trying to kick it to us like, oh, okay, yeah, we don't really need nobody else. This is the biggest fight. But maybe it's because Canelo, the face of boxing, rightfully so, is taking all the money, and Terence Bud Crawford ain't, he charging a little pretty penny himself, you know what I'm saying? So, and they deserve all the compensation they get. They're 2 great fighters. But I think this will be a terrible misstep, if they don't bring people up. Yeah, or Emiliano Vargas. Yeah, body bag. Exactly. Somebody recognizable. Osher says, no, he said talent, so he's trying to bring new talent. Abdullah would be good. Mayweather, little dude. Come on. Nah, I don't think he's talking about Carmel Moulton, Oster. I think he's talking about guys that are on the Grand Prix. I don't think he's even talking. I'll be cool with Abdullah Mason and Carmel Moulton. That's fire. Emiliano Vargas, that's fire, Oster, but I think he's talking about unknown guys that were involved in like the Grand Prix. I don't know if you watched the Grand Prix. Lloyd said, agree. What's good, Lloyd? Agree. Turkey should put the pound for pound king. Yeah, put my boy Rolly Romero, put Rolly on there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like these superstars, but yeah, it should be somebody that you can recognize in the street, America says, but has he fought anyone like Canelo? No, hell no. He hasn't fought anybody like Canelo. But what do we talk about? Canelo's the face of boxing. He's one of the best fighters ever. I mean, the only reason why Canelo's fought somebody like Terence Bud Crawford is because he fought Floyd and he lost. Right? I would say the only person I could compare on the level from... No, Canelo has the best resume in boxing from a personnel standpoint, duh. Right? He has 67 fights and he won 63 of them. He's 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. So not having the same resume as Canelo... There's no shame in that. Nobody has the same resume as Canelo. That's an active fighter. Nobody. The only thing that puts Usyk and Inoue and Bud above Canelo is the fact that they're 2 times undisputed. So their accolades put them above Canelo, in my opinion. To me, 1, 2, and 3 is Bud, Inoue, and Usyk, right? And then 4 is Bivol, and 5 is Cinnamon. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I say 4 is Cinnamon and 5 is Bivol. But right now, how I feel Bivol is 4 and Cinnamon is number 5 in the pound for pound list. So Bivol doesn't have the resume as Canelo. What does that mean? Nobody has a resume of Canelo. But does that mean you can't have a good resume because it's not on par with Canelo? Of course not. You absolutely can have a good resume. Now Inoue has a good resume. Terence Crawford has a great resume. Usyk has a great resume. There's like, it's not, that's the thing. People think it's such black and white terms. It's not good or bad, bro. There's a lot of gray area in between. It's like being a great fighter. You could be a great fighter and not be as great as another fighter. That doesn't mean you're bad. You feel me? So of course Canelo's from a personnel standpoint, he's been in the ring with Triple G, a Hall of Famer. He's been in the ring with the GOAT, in my opinion, Floyd Mayweather. He's been in the ring with Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer Dimitri Bivol. I don't care if he won or lost. You know, he said he didn't get stopped by those guys. He been in the ring. He beat Miguel Cotto, another Hall of Famer. You know, Miguel my boy Cinnamon been through it all. So no, he hasn't fought anybody like Canelo. But to be fair, the only guys that Canelo fought like Bud are few and far in between, and two of them he lost to. You know what I'm saying? That'd be Floyd and Bivol. You know, so you know, but yeah, Canelo's been all the way up to light heavyweight, so you can't really put anything on that. But as far as saying that Bud doesn't have a good resume, that's just stupid talk. That means that's not indicative of Bud having a bad resume. That's just a testament to people not really knowing shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's just is what it is, you know. You could say somebody's resume is not as good as somebody else's. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's synonymous with saying it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So Terence Crawford has beat a lot of champions, a couple of Hall of Famers and pound for pound guys, and he's 2 times undisputed. That's the whole point of being undisputed. That means that you conquered your domain, right? And he's done that twice, just like Naoya, just like Alexander Usyk. So it is what it is. Rolly versus Devin. Rollies. I wouldn't be mad at that. He's literally been the ghost. And low key, this is a byproduct of who's going to be the showrunner for this card. Dana White. Bro, I want everybody to face forward in your pews. Pastor Ty Morissette is approaching the pulpit, man. Hold on. Let me get my boy preacher right now. He said, and low key, this is a byproduct of who's going to be the showrunner. Yeah. And that is Dana White. Yeah. Who is a penny pincher. Yeah. He is most definitely a penny pincher. And that's what the UFC model is. So, you know, that's what I think. And that's why I have my opinion on it. And that's why I have that stance on it. I think that my position is reflecting that sentiment that Dana White is the person that's encouraging this, and I think that's a mistake. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely think that's a mistake. I think that we should have, you know what I'm saying, like I said, put Oscar Collazo on there. He's minimum weight, but at least he's a champion. You know, you want to get people excited about this fight because there's a lot of people that don't even think this fight makes sense, and I don't blame them. You know, I'm not one of those because I respect the greatness of Canelo. You know, that's my favorite fighter, so he's definitely great. And then Terence Crawford, I respect the hell out of his greatness, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that's why this fight is intriguing. I personally have Cinnamon winning, but if anybody could do it, it's Terence Bud Crawford. You know, having these disadvantages that he has coming in is particularly the disadvantage of the weight, you know, the weight differential and the weight disparity. So, you know, in my personal opinion, I think that this fight is a good fight, but I think that even if it's a good fight, it doesn't matter. You should have Moses Atama on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, bro, like somebody that it doesn't have to be Shakur Stevenson. It doesn't have to be Gervonta Tank Davis. It doesn't have to be Jai Pataya. It doesn't have to be Alexander Usyk or Daniel Dubois or Anthony Joshua or somebody like that. But it should be somebody that has some type of notoriety, maybe have a championship belt. It doesn't even have to be a male. Like I said, put Gabriela Fedora on there defending her undisputed title. You know what I'm saying? Something that people could be like, okay, bet this is top talent, and they not just bull jiving with us and just wait until the main event. That's just my personal opinion. That's what I think. He said, Rolly. Oh, hey, shout out to Rolly. He got him something. Pastor Ty. Talk to him, Pastor Ty Morissette. That sounds like something, right? Pastor Ty Morissette, Pastor, what's my boy's name that locked him up in the gosh dang church? Marvin Sapp. Yo, I really wish there weren't having this thing on Netflix. The Jake Paul and Tyson fight did nothing but buffer the entire fight. Should be on Prime. Hey, that's a good point, Bags. And you know, I will say this though. You brought me to another point. In my personal opinion, I don't think that do you think that this fight will do as good as yo, Thomas Hill? What's good? What's the deal, Mr. Thomas Hill? In the building. What's good, brethren? I will say this though, man. You have a good point, right? But I talked about this in the video I just dropped. I don't think that this will do as good as Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Do you? He said the main event is taking up the entire budget. The undercard is going to be trash. Yeah, I have and according to what Big Turk just said, Tunnel Vision, you have all the right to feel that way. And I'm sharing the same sentiment. I'm not gonna say it's a budget thing though. But like I said, once again, this is gonna add fuel to the fire for those already suspicious about the lack of budget that he has, or the lack of budget that's remaining, right? So you're totally inbounds to think that. I just disagree. Yeah, Marvin facts. Yes, sir, man. But yeah, I think that what Body Bag said is right, but I'm sure that Netflix will be able to handle it, because I honestly don't think that this fight is going to attract. So I think for me and you, Body Bags, and Ty, and probably everybody, if you're on YouTube and you watching boxing and you in boxing chats talking about it, you're pretty much a purist. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a little silly and you're a troll or you're goofy and you have a casual mentality and you know what I'm saying, you're very biased about a certain fighter, even particularly almost racist, you know what I'm saying, or sometimes racist, you're still know more about boxing than the average bear that's walking around. You know, boxing is not a big sport in America like that, where people are just meeting up in a bar and watching boxing like they are watching football or basketball or baseball, something like that. So what I'm saying is that for us, it's a bigger fight than Tyson and Paul, because we recognize that Tyson was damn near 60, almost geriatric. He just suffered a freaking not a herniated disc, but an ulcer flare up while sitting down in the airport in Florida. Ain't no way this man's about to come and fight and take it seriously. So we're not going to take that seriously, because we recognize that 20 years ago, Mike Tyson was so tired in his last fight against Kevin McBride that he retired on the stool. So we know that, but the average person doesn't know that, you know? So they're going in to watch this fight because Tyson, they think he's still Iron Mike from the 80s and the 90s, knocking out people. They don't think he ages. You know, they think age is only for us common folk. You know, Father Time doesn't affect the rich. That's what some people think. And then B, you have Jake Paul's presence on social media. So people want to see how an average Joe does against a super athlete, you know what I'm saying, an icon, you know, a legendary boxer. So that's going to get people to watch. A case in point, I'm sure that you know people like I know that don't watch boxing. They ain't watch Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. They didn't watch Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga. They didn't watch Tank versus Lamont Roach. They didn't watch Usyk versus Fury. But you know what they watched? They watched Tyson versus Jake Paul. I have an older cousin who hit me up. He didn't hit me up for any of the aforementioned fights, but he hit me up for Tyson versus Jake Paul, though. You see what I'm saying? So I personally don't think, while it has more substance, it has more value from a qualitative standpoint, I don't think that Terence Crawford and Canelo is going to have as much viewership as Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Crawford is going to get that red panty night. He's going to get that red panty night. Oh, I'm asleep. I don't even know what does that mean, bro? He gonna get that red panty night. He gonna get his cherry pop. What does that even mean, bro? Hey, yo, we gonna pause that. I don't even know what that means, bro.
No, did he?
Yeah, we gonna pause that. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that shout out to America. But I think I got Canelo winning. But I don't think anybody slaughters Terence Crawford. Now, I have Canelo stopping him late. So from that standpoint, I think he might go to sleep because he's such a tough fighter. But I don't know. He said that's a Jake Paul. That's a Conor McGregor. Oh, okay. He said that's the worst when someone says, "Oh, you like boxing? What about Jake Paul?" Right. Exactly, Trevin. Exactly. Referring to the payday. Oh, okay. My bad. The payday. That's why you put the money bags in the cherry pop. I mean the bottle pop. I thought you were talking about Trevin. I thought America was saying something crazy. I was saying, yeah, we gonna pause that. Okay, I see what you said. He gonna get the big money, the big bag, the red penny night one time for Conor McGregor. Yeah, he's gonna get big money. You know, Canelo's he's getting paid handsomely too, because if he wasn't, then he wouldn't take the fight. I personally, and I've been on record saying, I don't think Canelo should take this fight unless he's getting a exorbitant amount of cash. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's getting a big price tag on it, which obviously he is, then I wouldn't take this fight, because Terence Crawford is an all-time great, but he's a smaller guy. So Canelo's risk is way greater than his reward. You know what I'm saying? Because if he loses to a smaller guy, they're going to question his legacy, you know? So he needs to get a big bag. That is his compensation. But if Terence Crawford wins, then that's going to shoot his legacy straight up the roof, you know? Even though people will just say Canelo's old, because, you know, there's people that are just negative and they don't care. If they don't care what happens, they won't like a person. No matter what they do, they won't like a person. And just like sometimes they have people that no matter how wrong they do, they won't call them wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I like both fighters. May the best man win. I just have Canelo winning. Why? Because he's scared. Who's scared? Canelo? No. I don't think Canelo should. I mean, I told you what I would prefer for Bud to go get undisputed at 154. You know, I think that'd be a more interesting thing for me to see, because I respect weight classes. So it's just like John Ruiz. You know, John Ruiz versus Roy Jones Jr., right? John Ruiz, if that wasn't his biggest payday, he should not have taken that fight. because you're a bigger guy. There's nothing to gain as far as, no one's gonna, bro. If Canelo beats Bud, it's just gonna be like, okay, he beat a smaller guy. They're gonna say that's what's supposed to happen. So no, it has nothing to do with being scared. I don't think Canelo's scared. I don't think Terence Crawford's scared. I don't think these are warriors, man. These are all-time great fighters. This is what they signed up for. These are pugilists by profession. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that they're scared, but it has to make sense. Why would I? That's like Anthony Joshua. Like, why? If I'm Anthony Joshua, why the hell would I fight? Give me a light heavy like Artur Beterbiev. There's no point. Because if I win, they're just gonna say I'm supposed to win. If I lose, then I'm gonna be the biggest disappointment in boxing. So yeah, nah, hell no. Canelo risk is high. Of course his risk is high. That Hey, Oster, I want to kick your ass. He said, I know his blood type going to be high because he going to eat steak to beef. Fuck. I'm going to kick Oster's ass. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. The risk is high. That's exactly what I said. So the risk is too high. It doesn't match the reward. What is anybody going to say about Canelo if he beats Terence Bud Crawford, Oster? What are you're a big Bud fan. I'm a big Bud fan as well. But what are we going to say? Yeah, I'm gonna give him credit because he beat a guy that's an all-time great, but you're not gonna be like, oh man, he did something spectacular. No, he did what he was supposed to do as the bigger guy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at a certain point, what are we doing it for? They're not gonna give Canelo any credit for beating him. He said the cows, I'm gonna kick your ass, Oscar. I'm gonna kick your ass, Oster. He said Bud didn't even fight and he won at 60. Shout out to my guy Flatbush. I don't think he has to though. Like I said, I kind of despise that notion that Bud has to do anything. Bud is a beast. Bud is that guy. He's that caliber of fighter. He does not have to prove himself. Did Roy Jones have to fight anybody at cruiserweight to challenge somebody at John Ruiz? No. I mean, at heavyweight, no, because he's that guy. We're not talking about an unaccomplished fighter here. We're talking about one of the most, if not the most accomplished fighter, especially from the ultimate accolade standpoint, being undisputed twice in 2 different divisions and being undefeated while doing it. So no, you don't have to prove yourself. He doesn't have to fight anybody else at 154. He doesn't have to fight anybody at 160 or 168 in order to get the Canelo fight. But I do agree with you, Flatbush, that he hasn't fought because he has not fought at 160, because he never fought at 168. That's why I got Canelo winning, because Canelo has been a champion at 175. He was the first ever undisputed champion at 168. So I'm going with Canelo. You see what I'm saying? Because I respect weight classes, and I think people over-exaggerate and underestimate. I think people over-exaggerate the skill gap between Cinnamon and Bud, and I think that they over-exaggerate the skill gap, and I think they underestimate the level of fighter that Canelo is sometimes. I think people have reduced him over the years to just a flat-footed, come-forward fighter. No. Cinnamon is a very smart fighter too, and I think he has more to his game. Now his last fight against Skull was terrible. I thought it was trash. I was so disappointed in him because I thought he could have did more. I'm not like one of these groupies that like a fighter just because of the girl that they're dating or the clothes that they wear or what they say. No, I like them for fighting. I like the way he fights. Canelo became my favorite fighter throughout the years because of all the fights that he put on, and he looked damn good while doing it. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Caleb Plant. I can't wait for Caleb Plant to bounce back from his loss to Resendez. I don't really give up on fighters like that. It's a sport to me. So Canelo, he disappointed me, and I called him out for that. I thought that fight, his effort against Skull was trash. You know what I'm saying? I think he could have walked him down and cut off the ring instead of sitting there complaining and saying, "Oh, you running, man? Well, go cut off the ring, bro." He's not able to run an infinite amount of area. You know what I'm saying? He's not able to run across an infinite plane. He's running in the dimensions of a ring. Now, was I mad at Skull as well? Of course, Skull was weak for trying to implement such a game plan to stay in the way and not engaging. But Canelo, you're supposed to cut off the ring, bro. There's different styles of fighting, man. No one's coming to give you your advantage by standing in front of you trying to get punched. This is not power slap. This is not called knockout kings. This is called boxing. So I need Canelo to tighten up, and if he doesn't tighten up, then Terence Crawford is going to exploit that. You feel me? So, no, I don't think Terence Crawford has to prove himself at any weight class. He's already proven, but that's why I don't have a win, because I never seen him at a higher weight division, so. It is what it is. But as far as proving, if Naoya Inoue wants to fight Tank, does he have to prove himself at 126 first? Does he have to prove himself against Oshiki Foster or Emmanuel Navarrete at 130 first? No, he just goes in and fights Tank because he's already accomplished. That's what happens. And same with Tank. Tank's not as accomplished as Naoya Inoue or Usyk or Terence Crawford. But if Tank, being the big star that he is, the money man that he is, if he wants to fight Jerome Boots Ennis, he's gonna get that fight. He doesn't have to prove himself against Shakram Giyashov at 147 first. That's not how life works, bro. It's definitely not how boxing works. So yeah, so that's this whole notion that Terence Crawford has to go fight Janabek at 160. Fuck out of here. Please don't get me started with the power slap. That's what people want to see. Irony. That's what people want to see, man. I think he should have fought. He should have fought at 160 to build himself up and make them more interesting. I disagree, America. I disagree with wholeheartedly. I feel like there's nothing. There's some people, you know, and I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just speaking in generalities here. There's some people that there's no matter what you could do that they're not going to like you. They're not going to respect you. You know, there's literally people out there that say Terence Crawford doesn't have a good resume or Terence Crawford hasn't fought anybody. That's ridiculous. So Victor Postol, the undefeated Eastern European champion, he was a nobody. Sean Porter, another guy who's a future Hall of Famer and just got inducted to some Hall of Fames already. He's a nobody, a champion. Errol Spence, I don't care how injured he was and handicapped he was. He still was able to beat Yordenis Ugas and Danny Swift Garcia, who are former champions. He just wasn't good enough to beat Bud. You know what I'm saying? And I had Errol Spence winning, but, you know, shout out to Bud. I don't like to take away their credit, man. You know, you got to give credit where credit is due. So he was a pound-for-pound champion, undefeated pound-for-pound champion where Terence Crawford beat him. That's a nobody. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you, America, like I said. I'm talking about people that they really question this. Remember the little Mike Tyson? Yeah, Yuriorkis Gamboa? Oh, Terence Crawford was the first person to beat him as well. You know, Jeff Horn, that guy that beat the legendary Pacquiao, it was a robbery. Don't get me wrong. It was a robbery. You know, Pacquiao did not deserve to lose that fight, but he did lose that fight. And guess who beat Jeff Horn? Terence Crawford. Just saying. You see what I'm saying? So to say that this guy who has fought so many great people that I haven't even named, you know, there's other people that I haven't named that he beat, Amir Khan and others. What are we talking about, brother? The man is to question Terence Crawford's resume. It makes me question people's actual boxing acumen, you know, and I think that people be capping. Like, to question the man's resume is almost disrespectful. Not to mention his last fight was against Israel Madrimov. And I know Israel Madrimov, he just lost to Virgil Ortiz, so that is not necessarily aging well. But Israel Madrimov at the time was an undefeated champion that Terence Crawford fought at his debut at a new weight class. Tell me who's fighting champions at their debut at a new weight class. Not too many people. There's a couple, but not too many. You see what I'm saying? So I think the disrespect him is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion on that, man. I think it's almost criminal to question Terence Crawford's resume. I'm not saying this is it better than Canelo's? No, but who's is better than Canelo? Nobody's is better than Canelo's. You know. Also only fights. He's 38 years old. So what? Fights 1 time a year. Yeah. What does that got to do with substance? You see what I'm saying? Quantity does not make quality. You know what I'm saying? Naya Inoue, that's my guy, but he fought Ramon Cardenas. Was that a good opponent? Was TJ Doheny the guy he fought before that? Was that a good opponent? TJ Doheny was 38 years old with 4 losses before he lost to Inoue. Was that a good fight? Was Yi Jun Kim a good fight? So those are 3 fighters that Naya Inoue fought since Terence Crawford fought Errol Spence. Are any one of those guys good? I'm asking you. Tell me. Is Ramon Cardenas, that was his first title fight ever when he fought Naya Inoue. And he has losses too before. He had a loss before. TJ Doheny was 38 years old. He had 4 losses when he fought Naya Inoue. So I'm asking you, are those good fights? So if we want to talk about quantity, let's talk about who he fought. Is it good enough to just fight 3 times, or does it matter who you're fighting? I'm just curious. And even with him only fighting 1 time a year, he still has more fights than Alexander Usyk. He still has more fights than Artur Beterbiev. He still has more fights than Naya Inoue. He still has more fights than Dmitry Bivol. But then you're going to say, oh, he's been fighting longer. Yes, he's been fighting longer. Well, that's why he's only fighting 1 time a year, because he has been fighting longer and he's older than almost everybody I just named, with the exception of Usyk. So what's wrong with fighting 1 time a year? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to fight all the time. That's just my personal opinion, though. Do your thing, though. He said, I'm not saying that he is terrible or bad. No, I don't think you're saying he's bad, Trevor. He said, but I think Canelo is going to put on a clinic, and we are all going to be sitting here realizing that it was a dumb fight to begin with. You might be right. That's why we watched, though. You might be right. I'm not, like I said, I got cinnamon. But I personally don't think that anybody destroys Terence Crawford. So I don't think he's going to. It depends on what you think. If you think a knockout is destruction, then yeah, I think he's going to get stopped late. I think he's going to get stopped late. I think until he gets stopped, it's going to be a good fight. Let's look at Canelo's history. Hell, let's look at Gervonta Tank Davis' history, right? There's a lot of fights where he's losing until he's not, and he stops him. Canelo's one of those guys, right? There's a couple fights where Canelo is losing Amir Khan until he stops him, right? Gervonta Tank Davis is the same way, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fights where he's losing Mario Barrios, Frank Martin, until he stops him. So do I think that Terence Crawford, being the fighter he is, do I think he's going to win a lot of rounds? Hell, I might even reckon that he'll win the majority of the rounds until he loses. That's what I think. You know, I personally believe it's over in 9 or 10. You know, anyway, and Bam will be fired. Yep. Yo, who is paying these dudes to come in here with the BS? Yeah, also, I don't know, but people just don't like Terence Crawford. You know, it is what it is. I don't even understand how you don't like Terence Crawford, man. You know, I don't get it. I don't know what this man has done besides beating Errol Spence. Now, I'm an Errol Spence fan. I'm a Terence Crawford fan too. There's not too many people I don't like in boxing. Besides motherfuckers that demonstrate racism, like Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia. He said, we're going to start running down on channels, keep sending these trolls. Hey, Oster about to pull up on him, Oster. Oh, man. Canelo, shout out to my guy, Dub in the building. Big member in the building. Brother Dub in the building. But Trevin, call in, bro. Let your thoughts be off, man. Get your thoughts off, man. We got the Discord link in the channel. At the top is pretty. A Tunnel Vision, pull up, man. Pull up, Tunnel Vision, whoever, America, pull up, bro. Pull up, man. We love to hear from the people, man. I want to hear from the people, man. So if you got something you want to get off your chest, man, hey, let's get it, man. Let's talk this boxing. You know, it's all respect, bro. Don't need to get upset. Just trying to have a conversation. Yes, sir. We always have conversations, man. We love the conversation. Now Oster's just joking, man. Oster a good dude. Trev, he's just joking, man. Anybody want to pull up, man? Call in the show, man. Get your thoughts off, man. We want to hear you, man. It's not one of them show. I'm talking with you, not at you. You see what I'm saying? So pull up, man. You know, but yeah, I think that, you know, I contrary to most, you know, like I said, hey, Trevin is right to me because I thought Errol Spence was going to beat Terence Crawford. And not only did Errol Spence not beat Terence Crawford, he got the hell beat out of him. It wasn't even close. So that's why I love boxing, because people like to say, oh, this fight is garbage. This fight doesn't make any sense. This fight is an easy fight. We already know what's going to happen. Well, I thought we knew what would happen with Caleb Plant and Resendez. Armando Resendez wasn't going, right? That was the upset of the year so far. But people won't say that, though. The same people that are calling Caleb Plant trash now because he lost are the same people that had Caleb Plant slaughtering Resendez. But you know, there's a lot of people, especially the people that live on the internet, there's a lack of accountability there. It's nothing but a cesspool of ignorance, idiocy, and toxicity, especially on Twitter. You know, but there's a lot of people that are talking trash about Caleb Plant losing. They said that that card was garbage and that Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo was automatically going to happen. They forgot that people actually have to fight. You see what I'm saying? So we could look at a fight and analyze it as best as we can and usually try to take as much evidence as we can to make an appropriate assessment. But no matter how much we look at it, no matter how much we analyze it, no matter how much we go back and forth and predict in our heads and make it sound good, they don't fight in our heads. They don't fight on paper. They fight in the squared circle that we call the boxing ring. And that's where it's going to go down. And I can't wait to see it. I got Cinnamon winning, but hey, I'm not going to act like my boy Terence Crawford ain't got a chance now. I just think my boy Canelo not going. He gonna put them paws on him, you know. But it's gonna be tough. It ain't gonna be easy. Hey, hold on now. Shout out to my guy. I gotta fire that up. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Ty. Put me on game. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. I want to see what she talking about, boy. You heard, man? Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest. I never liked him, but I need to think harder about this. I'm open to change my mind. Yeah, facts. Yeah, and bro, and I'm not even here to try to change your mind. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, it's just a conversation, man. We converse about it. You know, you tell me your side, I tell you my side, and we see what we think, man. Because sometimes I might say something that you may not consider, and you may say something that I didn't think about. You know, so that's all it is over here, man. And, you know, of course we're gonna debate a little bit. But that's not the goal. The goal is to have a healthy boxing conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just like to talk about it, bro. And there's nothing, and like I said, there's nothing. Hey, we all have our preferences. My favorite fighters are Canelo, Gervonta Tank Davis, Junto Nakatani, Caleb Plant. Who else I like a lot, man? I like Terence. I like Martin F.A. Ajagba a lot. Isa Pitbull Cruz a lot. I like David Benavidez, Terence Crawford a lot. So I have a lot of fighters that I like, and there's some fighters that I don't really care for. I can't really say there's any fighters that I don't like unless they did something despicable. But, you know, there's not, you know, but there's fighters that I like, but I don't really give them preferential treatment. You know, I always approach everything unbiased. You know, there's a fighter, like for example, you know, I like Zhang a lot, but I like Wilder more. I told people that, hey, man, I like Wilder. Wilder about to get knocked the freak out. I didn't know he was going to get knocked out like that, where he was going to do damn near the spin-a-rooney and look like he ain't even know where he was. But yeah, I call it like I see it, man. I call it like I see it, man. Abdullah Mace, hey. Brooke got demolished by Triple G and Spence. Reporter been through too many wars with Thurman, Spence, Brooke, and who was Avedisha fought to fight Crawford. David Avenesian? I mean, I never said David Avenesian was the best opponent, but David Avenesian, didn't he beat Sugar Shane Mosley, who's a Hall of Famer? I think he did, sir. I think he did. So that's a good win, you know. And David Avenesian just fought Jerron Boots Ennis. That was a good win for Boots. And that was way after Terence Crawford beat him, right? So, yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Who was Porter had some wars with Thurman and Spence, of course. Yeah, so what does that mean? That means he's not a good fighter? Kell Brook, yeah, those are all champions. You just named a champion in Sean Porter that had a war with Thurman, Spence, and Kell Brook, all champions. What's wrong with that? So, what's the problem? I don't see. I mean, I see what you're trying. You're trying to say that they got beat up and they're already done. No, I'm not gonna say they were done. Why would I say they were done? They're still fighting and they're still good. You know. Now, of course, when you beat somebody for the first time, yeah, a lot of times people can't bounce back. But that doesn't mean you're done. Like that's the thing about us fans, man. Boxing fans, bro. We think that somebody loses and they're done. Keith Thurman. Don't we give, you know what's so crazy about that? Don't we give Pacquiao credit for beating Keith Thurman? Oh, we give shout out to my guy, one of my favorite fighters ever. Don't we give Manny Pacquiao credit for beating Thurman? But you just told me that he's washed. So that's why we can't give Crawford credit for beating Porter, because Porter fought Thurman. But we give Pacquiao credit for being Thurman. If Thurman was in the same war, right? He's the one that fought Sean Porter. So was he in a war and we don't give him? But you guys say, oh well, because that's the first time he lost or whatever. It don't matter though. They're still in the war. You see what I'm saying? So if he was in a war, then we shouldn't give. If Thurman was in a war, then we shouldn't give Pacquiao credit for being Thurman, then. And we shouldn't give Mario Barrios credit for beating Ugas. There's so many people that we shouldn't give credit because they fought opponents that have been in wars. Miguel Cotto been in wars too, so we shouldn't give Pacquiao credit for Cotto either. I'm asking. Sugar Shane Mosley, Pacquiao shouldn't get credit for Sugar Shane Mosley because Sugar Shane Mosley been in wars, right? Sugar Shane Mosley fought the late great Vernon Forrest. Sugar Shane Mosley fought Winky Wright. You know what I'm saying? So we shouldn't give Pacquiao credit for Sugar Shane Mosley because Sugar Shane Mosley been in wars. And we shouldn't give Canelo credit for beating Sergey Kovalev because he beat Kovalev after Andre Ward beat him. So we shouldn't give him credit, right? I mean, let's just keep the same energy. I'm asking. I give them all credit. Me personally, I give them all credit. Watch Manny beat Thurman and Broner. Come on now, Ty. Thurman, Tampa, Florida. Hey, yes, sir. Hold it down for Florida, man. Shout out to Thurman, man, from Tampa. 813, Juke City in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Fight Lab Analytics, what it do? Yo, big member in the building. Yes, sir. Everything is well, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. God bless you, bro. Yeah, shout out to my guy, Candy Slim 501. What the business is? Hey, shout out to Hey, Candy Slim, man. I want to apologize, bro. I went back, you know, because I go back and I watch the streams, the live shows, and I clip them, right? When I find something interesting, man. I didn't even peep that I missed a couple of your messages, bro. So I apologize, man. That you deserve better, man, my boy. I know you ain't tripping because you're a real one, but still, man, I didn't like I missed your message, bro. And shout out to you. Thank you for inviting that goofball to come and debate me, but he didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to talk for real. They just want to be disrespectful and condescending, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know have a better way to express themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I be throwing shots too now, so I ain't saying I don't deserve it sometimes, but shout out to my boy Candy Slim, man. Enough respect. I like Crawford. I think he got great skills, but he's fighting people's leftovers. No, that's not true. You just shout out to you, America, but you just named leftovers. That's not true. I mean, for example, like I said, everybody Canelo fought wasn't undefeated. You know, but let's say that they were. I'm gonna play your game, right? I gave you just focused on some people that were quote unquote leftovers as you're reducing them to. Yuriorkis Gamboa was undefeated when Crawford beat him. You forgot that? Victor Postal was undefeated when Crawford beat him, undefeated champion. You forgot that? So I mean, you could say that he's fighting people's leftovers, but Israel Madrimov was undefeated. So did Virgil Ortiz fight? Did Virgil Ortiz not get any credit for beating Madrimov? I give Virgil Ortiz credit for beating Madrimov. But by your logic, then we shouldn't give Virgil Ortiz any credit for beating Madrimov because Terence Crawford beat him first, right? So I'm saying when you play that game, you're going down a slippery slope because everybody's opponents can't be undefeated, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, hey, you are entitled to your own opinions. I just emphatically disagree. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Now, Keyshawn Davis. I'm not trying to pile on Keyshawn Davis. He's going through enough, guys. Dang it, a boy going through it. But Keyshawn Davis beating Jose Pedraza, I don't give him credit for that because that's just a name on your resume. We know Jose Pedraza is like what? He's like 0-4-1. He has 0 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw in his last 5 fights, right? Ernesto Mercado beat Jose Pedraza. Keyshawn Davis beat Jose Pedraza. I agree with you when you talk about somebody like that. He's washed, you know what I'm saying? He's a great fighter, but he's not looking great lately. I wish he would retire, just like I wish Deontay Wilder would retire, right? I don't give Zhale Zhang that much credit for beating Deontay Wilder because, you know, we could see that they are on a significant decline, an exponential decline of their caliber of fighting. You cannot say the same for Sean Porter when he fought Terence Crawford. He wasn't on no exponential decline. He was only losing to other future Hall of Famers. You see what I'm saying? So just because you lose doesn't mean that just because losing is not synonymous with being washed. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter has no unjustifiable losses, does he? All of his losses came to former champions. Am I tripping? All of Sean Porter's losses came to former champions, bro. Champions or former champions. It ain't like he's losing to some scrubs. You see what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder, he's starting to lose to anybody and everybody, man. Joseph Parker. I'm not saying Joseph Parker's a scrub or Zhale Zhang's a scrub, but I'm saying he doesn't look the same. Deontay Wilder that fought them wasn't the same Deontay Wilder that fought Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? And Porter gave Spence hell. So it's like losing is not synonymous with being washed, bro. You know, there's a difference between losing and being on a decline. You know, Roy Jones, he fought too long. He was on a severe decline. Nonito Donaire, he fought too long. He was on a decline. Jose Sniper Pedraza, James Lights Out Tony, Deontay Wilder, like these guys are fighting too long and they're on a significant decline. That's not applicable to the guys that you named. Hell no. I heard Crawford beat Moses. I can't, bro. Shout out to Oster, man. Hey, one time for Oster, man. He said, no problem, Doc. I didn't take anything personally. You was cooking fools like you cooking the food. I preach. Hey, my boy Oster. Hey, my boy Candy Slim says,
You dumbass.
shout out to my guy Candy Slim, bro. He said, I'm cooking the fool. I pity the fool. But yeah, man, I just don't agree with that. I don't subscribe to that notion, man. There's a lot of fighters. If we think that every fighter, if you have to be undefeated to be good, then aren't we? It's so funny because I see a lot of people blaming Mayweather for being undefeated. You know what I'm saying? People will say, oh yeah, Mayweather, it's the Mayweather era. People are protecting their O's. No, I don't think it's because of Mayweather. It's because of us. It's because of fans that throw people away like they're trash, bro. You know, they could be as good as anything, and then as soon as they lose, they toss them out the house. They toss them out the house like that, and then we say, oh, it's the fighter's fault for blaming Mayweather. I mean, it's the fighter's fault. It's the fighters for trying to be Mayweather. No, they're trying to make sure that they stay relevant because they know if they lose, we're going to be done with them. So I think that if we embrace more fighters and embrace the possibility that you could lose, then I think that they'll be even more prone to fight one another. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, you know, bro, I rock with Canelo. He lost to Floyd. I was still rocking with Canelo. He lost to Bivol. I still rock with Canelo. Caleb Plant lost to Resendez. I still rock with him. Jaime Munguia got knocked smooth out by Bruno Saras. I still rocked with him. Esau Pitbull Cruz lost. I still rock with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, does that mean I'm not going to say that, you know, maybe my confidence in them might my confidence in them might decrease, you know, might diminish a little bit, but I'm not going to be done with them. I like these fighters. I like a lot of these fighters, man. These fighters be putting on, man. Yeah, you're right. I like that perspective. The whole zero narrative is US. Yeah, it's us. Yeah, it's us. Exactly. It's us, bro. It's us, bro. Because as soon as the fight, bro, you know what's crazy about that, Trevin? Remember the narrative going into Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. That was the fight to establish the best heavyweight of this current iteration of heavyweights, of this current era, right? So how could we have two of the top heavyweights? The winner's going to be declared the best, but then the loser's trash. How does that work? How can any one of them be trash? They're literally fighting to see who's the best because they're both good and they're both undefeated, mind you, and they're both champions, mind you, and they've both been champions for some years, mind you. But if one of them if they fight and one loses, then one is trash. Come on, dog. What are we talking about, bro? It literally doesn't make sense. It's contradictory. It's like watching the NBA finals, and I don't care how bad OKC beats Indiana, they might not be as good as OKC, but they're not trash. They still beat a lot of teams to get to the finals. So how can you be a champion? Now, and I'm not saying that all champions are equal. I don't live in a freaking idealistic utopian world where, or where I'm naive to where I think that all champions are equal. No, there's some champions that are better than others. But if you're a champion, you know how many fighters aren't champions? You know how many fighters aren't interim champions? You know how many fighters are in a position to be elevated champions? And we like to make fun of email champions and all that stuff. You know, it's crazy to me. Like I said, I'm not saying that Mario Barrios, the WBC champion, is as good as Jerome Butsinis, the WBA and IBF champion. But Mario Barrios is good. And I got Mario Barrios beating my guy Pacquiao, unfortunately. Pacquiao just fighting too long, man. Pacquiao fighting too long, man. Somebody got to tell him to go home, man. Just relax. Go ahead, get that gosh dang go get that senator position, man. Go chill in the Senate, man. You feel me? I don't want to see my boy Pacquiao go out like that. But unfortunately, he wants to fight. So, hey, get it how you live. Get it how you live, Pac. But you about to get packed up, I feel. Unfortunately, I hate to see my boy go out like that. But it is what it is. Barrios a young bull. The losses are not the big deal. The people that make it out to be exactly irony. Talk to him. Talk to him. He said, but it's a problem if I say Plant versus Crawford or Jedimek versus Crawford or Munguia versus Crawford. I just think those are great fights. No, I'm not saying it's a problem, Amir. I'm not saying you're not justified. My point is saying that I think it's exaggerated how necessary it is, the necessity of it. I don't think that Crawford has to prove himself because he's already at the epitome of the sport. I'm not saying that you're wrong to see how he looks at 160. Of course, I would like to see that too, which is why I'm primarily going with Canelo, because I've never seen Crawford above 154. I only seen him at 154 once, just like you, right? So I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm saying that people are out of line in my perspective to say that a great like Terence Crawford has to do anything to prove himself. He's already proven. The man is 41 fights with 0 losses and 2 times undisputed in 2 different divisions. You don't have to prove nothing. That's why I gave you the example. Maybe you had a commercial or something, you didn't hear me, but Roy Jones didn't have to prove himself at cruiserweight before he challenged John Ruiz at heavyweight, because he's that guy. He's already proven. So when you're already proven, like I gave you the example with Naya Inoue, if Naya Inoue wants to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, how dare any of us to say, oh wait, Naya Inoue has to prove himself by beating Espinosa at 126, then he has to prove himself by beating Emmanuel Navarrete and Oshiki Foster at 130, and then he could go fight Gervonta Tank Davis at 135. No, Naya Inoue is 2 times undisputed. He's already proven. Let's respect the craft, bro. You know what? That's the whole intrigue of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I think that you're right. Logically, you are correct. But no, we've seen it happen before where these guys that are those guys and girls, they don't have to prove themselves. They're already proven. He has 41 fights of proof. He has 41 fights of pure proof. multi-division champions, multiple belts of proof. Undisputed. That's proof. You see what I'm saying? That's the only point I'm making. I'm not saying that you're wrong to say that, oh, if he fights Jedimek, I'm not saying you're stupid or out of line. I'm saying that it's not. I think the necessity of it is exaggerated. It's like Canelo. Canelo's at 168, right? Granted, it's only a 1 division jump, but if Canelo wants to go back to 175, does he have to fight a contender before he fights Benavidez or Bivol? Hell, bro, I don't know how much you pay attention to boxing, but Jai Pataya said that he was offered by Turki Alalshikh to fight Canelo. Did Canelo have to prove himself at light heavyweight or go prove himself at cruiserweight by fighting, I don't know, give me a random cruiserweight, Mike Perez? Did he have to go fight Mike Perez before he gets Jai Pataya? No. Canelo, because he's that guy, if he wants to go fight Jai Pataya, bitch, he gonna fight Jai Pataya because he's that guy. You see what I'm saying? So no, he has 67 fights of proof. Ain't no point in proving yourself. Yeah, we got to go with Discord. I can't type this fast. Yeah, pull up, Oster. Get your thoughts off, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong for wanting to see these fights, but it is what it is. You know, you don't have to prove yourself, bro. He's already proven. We're not talking about guys that are contenders or guys that are just been elevated and just has 1 belt. We're talking about guys that are already proven. If Terence Crawford doesn't fight another fight for the rest of his life, he's going in. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going in the history books. Same with Canelo. It's like when I like Benavidez. I like Canelo. Obviously, I like Cinnamon more. That's my favorite fighter. But I would love for Cinnamon to fight Benavidez. I think he beats him. But Cinnamon doesn't have to fight Benavidez for his legacy. He's already established. What are we talking about? Cinnamon's the one that has Hall of Famers on his resume. He's the one that fought Floyd, Triple G, been up to Sergey Kovalev and got light heavyweight titles. He's the one that's been undisputed, the first ever undisputed at 168. He doesn't have to prove himself. You know what I'm saying? So if he doesn't fight anymore for the rest of his life, he's already a Hall of Famer shoo-in. So he doesn't have to. Now, would it help? Of course, I would love for him to fight Dave Benavidez. I would love that fight, but that's not a legacy fight for Canelo. It's a legacy fight for Benavidez. Canelo is the legacy. So he said there will be an undercard. Turkey even said live Turkey ain't going broke because he uses Saudi government money. Yeah, you just jumped in here running your fuck box. And see, this is when I start to talk trash, you know, because yeah, you just hopped in here and think you know everything, bro. Like if you want to hop in here and have a conversation, that's cool, but you're not smart enough to put words in my mouth. Because I didn't say anything you just typed. So I don't know what you're talking about. We really watch boxing over here. I don't know what you're talking about. You read titles and assume that you know what's going on. That's like watching a trailer of a movie and thinking that you know what the movie's about. That's like reading the title of a book and thinking you know the contents of the story. Nah, bro, you got to read a couple pages first. You know what I'm talking about? And then you might know what the hell the book is talking about. Goofy. Someone blessed you, bro, because you feel into the right channel. All grown men here, topic and all discuss like men. Feel me? Don't worry about fam now. Don't worry, you fam now. Like and share. Facts. Appreciate that. Don't forget to smack that like button. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to y'all, man. But yeah, another news. Ja Battaglia, man. I talked about Ja Battaglia a little bit earlier, man. I have some news on Ja Battaglia, man. Ja Battaglia is talking about fighting Usyk. And I ain't gonna lie, I like Ja Battaglia. I definitely like Usyk, but I think that him saying he wants to fight Usyk, I think it's bullshit. I'm not saying that he doesn't want to fight Usyk. But Usyk has already said that he has like 2 fights left. You know, Usyk is 37, 38 years old. He's not going to be available for Ja Battaglia to fight Usyk. In my personal opinion, you never know. Things could change. Turki Alalshikh's influence, get in the bag, he could stay a little longer. But he already said that he's not really fighting much more than 2 fights, right? He already said he knows who he wants to fight, Daniel Dubois and potentially the winner of AJ and Fury if they fight, right? If that fight comes into fruition. So I think Ja Battaglia has wasted his time. However, I love it. I love the fact that he's saying that he wants to fight, potentially move up to heavyweight. I think that's dope. I think that's ill-advised. I don't think Ja Battaglia does well at heavyweight, but I love it though, right? But what I love even more than him saying that he wants to fight Usyk, I love the fact that what he said he wants to do before fighting Usyk. He said he wants to claim undisputed in cruiserweight first and then fight Usyk. I love it, chat. That's what he's supposed to say. And shout out to Ja Battaglia. However, you know, I gotta, I be thinking, right? So while I do love it, I love the fact that he said that. My question is why, and if you do love it, I have a question for you. Why is it when Jerron Boots Ennis says the same thing, people give him shit? Why is it when Junto Nakatani express the same thing or a similar thing, people give him shit? They just told me that Junto Nakatani is scary. He's scared of Naoya Inoue if he doesn't move up to fight him immediately. They said pursuing undisputed at 118 is a superficial is a superficial goal. What? How is getting undisputed superficial? How is getting undisputed meaning that you don't want to fight big fights? That's the contrary. You do want to fight big fights. In fact, if Junto Nakatani became undisputed, doesn't that make the fight with Inoue bigger? If Jerron Boots Ennis gets undisputed at welterweight, doesn't that make the fight with him and Virgil Ortiz bigger? Or Terence Crawford, the fight with Terence Crawford bigger? Like, it's just so funny that we move the goalpost and we change things so much when we hear the same exact sentiment from one fighter. They could express the same exact thing. 2 different fighters could express the same exact thing verbatim. And we'll say one fighter's a coward or one fighter's weak and the other sider will applaud. I didn't see nobody saying Ja Battaglia is wasting his time trying to get cruiserweight undisputed. He should just go fight Usyk right now. Because that'd be stupid. However, they keep that same level of stupidity when they translate it to somebody else. I literally see so many people say that Jerron Boots Ennis should just move to 154. He shouldn't pursue undisputed. That's crazy to me. I think Bam Rodriguez should go for undisputed at 115 before moving up to 118. I think Junto Nakatani should go for undisputed at 118 before going to 122 to go for Naoya Inoue. I think Jerron Boots Ennis should go for undisputed at 147 before moving up to 154 and cleaning that out, because I think he cleaned. Well, I ain't no disrespect to the guys at 154, but I do think he does very well at 154. I ain't gonna say he cleans it out, you know, because you got Bakram, Fedora, you got some other guys there, you know, but I never think that going for Undisputed, I don't think anybody should ever shit on Undisputed. And if you do shit on Undisputed, I think that you're kind of crazy, man. I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, man, anybody want to pull up and have some discussion, man? The game is to be sold, not to be told. He said the game is to be sold, not to be told. Ty said Ja, but yeah, Ja has to prove himself, right? I mean, we keep the same energy. Ja got to prove himself. Ja Battaglia versus Moses Atama. I ain't gonna lie. I might pick Ja Battaglia in that one. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Moses Atama. I just feel like I'm just not convinced yet. I think he looks good from a skill standpoint, but I need to see him against some higher quality opposition before I make a judgment and declare him the future of heavyweight boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. That's just me personally. Let me pull up. I see my guy Irony. Oh, my boy Irony about to talk to y'all. Shout out to my guy Irony calling in, man. Shout out to him. Big Irony in the building. Yes, sir. Let me pull up my boy. Joining the call. I'm in the waiting room. Yes, sir. I got you. I got you. I got you, brother. My Boricua brethren is pulling up, man. Shout out to my guy Irony, man. Hugging belts is crazy. UFC fighters are ducking. Oh, Lord. Shout out to the MMA joints. Sir. Yo, what's good, brethren?
What's up, brother? God bless you.
God bless you as well, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, brother?
You know, I forgot to tell you this morning. I wanted to give a shout out to your people, man, to Jamaica,
Hey.
and, because I didn't know that Mike McCallum was the
first.
was
Yep.
the first, and saw that in a channel that I watched a lot of shorts in and whatever that they give historical stuff. That's how I found out that Benuti passed and everything. So
Yep. Rest
I
in
was
peace,
like,
Mike
damn,
McCallum.
I
Yep.
appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Big up
Wanna give a
Jamaica.
shout
Boom!
out. Yes,
Big
sir.
up Jamaica, man. Big up Jamaica. Shout out to my guy Irony. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you saying that too, man. Big up Jamaica. Let me see the thing. There it is.
Me blood
Yes,
clot.
sir.
Let me give a shout out to this guy, Trevin Giles, bro. He came in a little hot, but he showed honesty and maturity, so I appreciate that, and I want to welcome him here. I don't know if he's been here before, but I want to welcome him to the channel.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate that.
I say he got smoke for me.
He
Let
got
him have
smoke
it.
for you, bro. He said, hey, close the door. You got to pack you up, bro.
Go ahead and let him pack me up if he can.
Yes, sir, man. So what you think about this?
Listen.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that you can call me whatever you want, crazy, whatever, and I know that I am. But one thing that I don't do is duck. I'm not. If I duck, my name wouldn't be Irony. My name would be Clone.
Talk to him. Oh, he throwing big shots. He said Clone out here ducking. Hey,
I noticed
yo.
he's missing. I noticed he's missing. How convenient, right?
How convenient.
So
You
he's
don't know
not
he
nowhere.
said that he can't do it till Tuesday. Did you know that, or did you leave already?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Out here ducking, bro. He
You see?
ducking, bro.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. I'm not surprised either, man. I'm with you on this one, man. He definitely ducked you.
I noticed Dub is in here. Dub want to fill in for the senior Docker Clone in Thursday evening. I noticed Dub is in here.
Open challenge, man. Open challenge, man. What you gonna do,
Oscar's
Dub?
also missing.
Oh, Oster and Irony be a good one.
Oster can get it too.
Dub said 2 days
Today's
Tuesday. Now you talking about next Tuesday. He said next Tuesday, man. Dub tripping.
No. Dub says today is Tuesday. No. Doctor told me that today he doesn't want to do it, so that's why I say Thursday.
No, but I think you talk about Clone. I'm talking about because the Clone wanted to
Oh
do it
yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Clone wanted to do it next Tuesday, not.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him either.
He's gonna pull something out of his ass. I'm sorry, out of his backside and just move it and whatever.
Are you good, man? Speak your mind, bro.
He's gonna pull one out of his ass and then keep how do you say, delaying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Delaying,
Keep delaying, postponing, and stalling. Yep. Keep delaying, postponing, and stalling. You say you
Oster,
like
you're the one that's getting it then. Just
Lord.
for that. Just for that. Oster, you're getting it.
He said you getting it, bro. Yeah, we gonna pause that.
No, did
Is it done? Yes or no? Hey, stop that bullshit, doctor. You're always getting me with that. You always get me with that.
I was waiting for you to hear it. I was waiting for you to hear me. Oh man. Yeah, sure, man. I'm gonna pull up my guy Oster, see what he see. I think he tried to clap back at you. Hold on. So we gonna pull up my guy Oster, and I'm gonna put you in the back, and I'm gonna pull you back up. If you got some, just let me know in the chat, man. I'm gonna try to get Oster in here, man. Let me pull up my boy Oster. Yo, Oster in the building. What's good, brethren? Talk to me, man. Oster ain't ready, bro. That's crazy. Oster ain't ready, chat. There you go. There go my boy.
No, I'm
Yes, sir, man. Talk to me, bro. What you got on your mind, man?
Hey, yo. I'm over here.
Oh, we lost you, bro.
Oh, they stalling.
Oster got technical difficulties. We can't hear you, brother, if you're there. Yup. Are we gonna pull back Oster when he gets his
Hey, yo.
Oh, you there? You there? We hear you now.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, nah, we couldn't hear you. Yo.
Yo, I'm listening. I hear all of it. I'm hearing all of it.
I hear you now. I heard you say I hear all of it. You must be listening to YouTube, bro. Come in the Discord. You must be listening through the YouTube and not in the Discord. 2-4 in the building. What's good, brethren?
Y'all don't hear me?
I hear you, but it's like real delayed. So you must be listening to the YouTube and not listening through the Discord.
No, hold on. I'm paused. Yeah. You hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yep. I hear you now. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Because I heard both of them. That's why. I heard everything said. I'm in there typing in YouTube. I'm in there typing.
I appreciate
I'm typing
you,
good for irony. He just called me out. I'm like, yo, I'm over here typing for you. And he's like, yo, I said, irony sound like Keyshawn. He called everybody. He got to fight in front of him. He sound like Keyshawn.
Facts, calling out everybody. You got to fight right now.
He got to fight right in front of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He don't want no smoke, man.
And then he called me out. I'm like, damn.
Right.
So anyway, since you called me out, what's the date again? Because I have to take a call out. I can't do that.
Shout out to my
be
boy.
Like,
Oster, real one.
Yo, I'll be like your man. Okay, you gonna be mad right now, Tank. But I might be like your man, Tank. I gotta take it. He called me out. I gotta tell you.
That's crazy, bro. Let me pull up a GTD chains in the chat, man. He wildin'.
Yo, he called me out. He called me out on public. I gotta take it. Damn.
Yeah, I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about Thursday, baby. This Thursday.
You know, man. Listen. You know what I mean? It's okay, cool. Let me know.
Yeah,
Let me know. You heard me?
Shout out to my boy Oster, man.
Me twice.
Hey,
you gotta tell it twice.
That's big dog things right there. That's big dog things, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Let's go. You know what I mean? Just threw me in the front, Doc. You heard me? Let's go, though.
Let's do it. Hey, 2-4 said, I just got off the phone with Turk, dog. Me and BFTB, the co-main. Oh, man. Go ahead, man. Hey, but also, what you think about the undercard, man, or the lack of undercard from Turk, man? Like,
no, listen,
no big names, man.
Yo, to be honest with you, I kind of like that, man. If I get it right, because he said he wanted to bring some talent.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he mean by that. I don't know if he meaning some. He might be talking about, but he said I'm going to bring some talent, but he threw it out there. So whoever knows that they're not supposed to be like super undercard or whatever, they probably on Turk right now. They probably on it. We might see some people like shoo. We might see some people up here, man. People might be calling. They want to get on here. They like, yo, hold up. What you say? He left it for the public. He left it for the boxers, and he said, call me. Right or wrong? He said it. He said, yo,
he did.
Call me if he said, call me if y'all want to get on the undercard. You don't think these boxers is calling Turk right now? You don't think that motherfucker phone and blow it up? You crazy. But you even text in, Doc. What you talking about?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I said, bro,
I'm
holla at
gonna
me.
try. I'm gonna get an answer. You heard me?
Yes, sir. Holla at me, bro. I definitely put it
Yeah,
out there. I said, man, I'll square up with one of these guys dang content creators. Let me know. I definitely did
yes,
answer.
sir.
You right about that.
I can imagine who calling that man phone right now. I wish I knew 1 cent about boxing. I'd call that motherfucker. If I knew how to throw a straight jab, I'd be calling you right now too.
Hey, man, I definitely do that, man. I definitely do that. I definitely do that, man. But yeah, see, I just interpreted it as him saying, like I said, I don't know if you remember the WBC Grand Prix. I don't know if you watched that, but it was like it was on YouTube, and it had a lot of fighters, you know, but it had up and coming talent. That's how I look at it, as him saying like, there's no recognizable name, just up and coming talent. I don't mind there were good fights, but is that gonna attract? That's cool for me and you. Is that gonna attract the dude off the street? You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Yo,
so.
think about this. Think about this though. I just thought about this. Word. I just thought about this. I mean, I could be bugging. You know me. I be tripping, but Turk might be telling T.O. and all them, y'all not riding on this wave. Fuck y'all. All y'all as a group. So that last card, you disrespect that card.
Yep.
I ain't dealing with none of y'all this time. True story. I'm with some new talent up here. I mean, Turk, you know, I remember I told you Turk might be getting them back on the business level. He said he might get them back. And these the fights that T.O. and them might think they could get on because, you know, it's big Canelo. But Turk kind of like flipped the whole game with that little message.
Yeah, yeah.
He kind of erased all those little names, the little Rollies and the Ryans. Y'all can't even call. That's crazy.
I like
y'all
that
can't even
perspective,
call.
man. I hope others have that one, man. I don't know, bro. I think that's.
Yo,
I think we're part of the
that's what
minority,
he talking
bro.
about.
Yeah, I agree.
He said it. He said it.
Yes,
I don't know what he
sir,
mean by
man.
talent. I don't know what he mean by that word talent because he just said talent. He just said, yo, I want to put some talent. I don't know what he mean by that, but if I was a betting man,
It's the real
I
deal.
don't think he's talking about Rosie, you know.
Yeah, you right about that. Hey, I'm gonna pull up my boy Ty to get off, and then I'm gonna put you back in the members chat. I'm gonna pull up Ty real quick, man. All right, bro. I appreciate you coming in, calling in, bro, for sure.
Without a doubt, player.
Yes, sir, man. God bless.
That shit up, man.
We got my guy Ty Morrison in the building. What's good, Tufo? Yes, sir. I see Springer. My boy Tufo funny, boy. He said Springer. He don't even get it either because you know he's slow. Shout out to my guy Ty, Tufo. My boy Ty in the building, man. Bodega Ty in the building. What's good, brother? Yes, sir, man. Talk to me, bro.
Not much.
My bad. I was late a little bit today, man. I apologize.
Man, the show's still on. We
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it. Yes, sir, man. So what you think about I loved your perspective on Turk, man. What do you think he means by like the talent that he's bringing in? Do you think there'll be anybody slightly recognizable or be mostly, you know what I'm saying, young talent like on the Grand Prix type stuff? That's what I'm thinking. But I loved your response though. If you don't mind elaborating.
You Turkey as a promoter. He's just a fan and an advisor. And
Facts.
judging from his business ventures, whoever that showrunner he brings in, he usually take on the characteristics of how they move. When he got Eddie Hearn there, we're gonna throw this bag around. We're gonna put together a show. Oscar De La Hoya, we're gonna be A-side heavy, and it's gonna be some Mick going
in. Cook, oh boy, cooking, man. And this
Dana White.
Dana White.
I'm a dangle a fight that everybody asked for.
Yep.
But I'm gonna put some bullshit on the undercard. You know, I'm gonna put the budget. You know, I'm a Bob Aramid a little bit. You know, I gotta get my bread on the back end.
Yep. Bruh, that was a good. I love that perspective because I never thought about that. As far as I thought about what you said about Dana White and him implementing a similar, you know, structure as far as being cheap. But I never thought about it as him doing that for each promoter he worked with. But that was a great point. That was dope. I didn't think about that.
Because as a financial advisor, you put the bread out there, but you let the promoter promote.
Facts.
They move a lot of things around, like behind the scenes. That's the reason why every Riyadh card, it comes out a different way.
Yeah, that's another good point. That's a fact.
It reflects the showrunner.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's a great point. A great point.
And funny thing is, they say TKO is losing money,
Uh-oh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It they got a couple of different, forms of entertainment up under their belt. It ain't the WWE losing them money,
Come on now. Talk to him.
but that UFC, you know what I mean? Dana, that's you.
That spear was spearing. That sphere
So
was spearing.
I'm going into a business venture with him. I will be reluctant to open up the purse with him. Let me see what you can do with this. Then we go do that other stuff we talked about.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point, man.
Turkey spearheaded 2 major events for the WWE.
Yep.
He ain't sparing no expenses. It's Night of Champions, and then there's Crown Jewel. Time you turn on TV, you getting an ad for that.
Yep.
So
that's a fact. I don't even watch wrestling, and I seen a couple ads. You right about that?
So he can't be broke if he putting out them ad sets.
Come on now. Talk to him. So he got Dana White on a little leash, man. He on a probation. You know what I'm talking about? This is probationary period. That's a fact. Like when you get a new job, man, you got 90 days to perform, man. You might get cut. So that's a great point. I ain't even look at it like that. And you know what? To even further that point, it was just announced yesterday that he was back as the promoter. Say the on again, off again promoter. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, Turkey is. Well, obviously there was some type of I guess I don't want to say there was some type of lack of confidence. He wasn't fully committed to having Dana White because he said Dana White was gonna promote it. Then he wasn't sure. They said somebody else, and now he said Dana White again. So I agree with that reluctance, man. That might be right on the money with that one. May have gave him a limited budget, but he ain't got a limited budget. My boy pockets run deep. That's a good point, man. That's a good point, man. And then I wanted to ask you another question before I let you out here. I'm gonna pull up Dub, and then I think since that's all the topics I have, then I'm just gonna have everybody else just pull up and we chop it up together. But I want to ask you, while I got you by yourself, what do you think about what I said about regards to Job Ataya saying he wants Usyk? Not really about that, but how the reception is relative to somebody like Boots. Saying like people getting mad about him wanting undisputed before he goes to 154, but then people not keeping the same energy when Job Ataya says essentially the same thing. He wants undisputed before he goes to heavyweight. What do you think?
I agree with you wholeheartedly with that. Like with your stance on it, because people sit there and take the most, hypocritical takes when it comes to certain people.
Yes.
Whether we like them or whether we dislike them, or they just give these wild expectations for some people, but the guy they like or the guy they don't care for, they're not really trying to push that standard.
Right.
Shit. I guarantee you, majority of the people that was heckling Boots about wanting to be undisputed in his division, either don't care about what Jay Apataya said or don't know.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And what's even crazy is the reason why it's so similar, because not even just the IBF belt that they both have, or obviously Boots has the WBA as well now. Shout out to him. But it's like they have the same issues, right? Boots. One of the reasons why people are rushing him to 154 is, number one, they're trying to paint him as a weight bully, but number two, they also try to say, oh, you're not getting the fights at 147. Well, Job Ataya is not getting the fights at cruiserweight. And last time he fought this past weekend, he looked like a weight bully to me. That was crazy. The man looked 2 times bigger than gosh dang Claudio Squayo, man. That joke was crazy, bro. But shout out to Job Ataya, though, man. I love that answer. So I just hope that people would also translate that to other fighters and love their answers when they're trying to pursue greatness via undisputed dominance, man, in their division, man. I think that's not only do I think it's dope, I think it's noble. I think that, I'm not trying to get to I guess I don't know if that's sentimental or what, but like just saying or mushy or something like that. But it's just, I think that's noble, bro. You trying to dominate your division, bro, and show that what you could do. You know, that's legacy and is noble of him. Everybody that feels that way, you know. So I don't know. It's like we want the fighters to fight until we want them to fight somebody else so we could shit on them. I think it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna pull up Dub real quick and then I'm gonna open the panel for everybody. So I appreciate you coming in and sharing, bro, your thoughts, bro. I appreciate that.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dub. Big Dub
What's
in the
up?
building. What's popping with you, brethren? My guy.
I want that irony smoke, man. I'm here for that.
You tried to mix it up with it. Oh, so you want me to pull everybody up?
Hey, I was just in the back with him. I was like, hey, man, at short notice, man, I got knocked out last time. So I'm like,
Nah, bro, you know, you was on your Bacoli timing, man. You know what I'm saying? So you was holding it down for the event. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nah, I appreciate you, bro. Nah, yeah, that ain't no shame in that, man. You was handicapped, bro, severely.
I was in the back pulling the WWE right now. I was like, hey, irony, man, I'm gonna talk mad trash about you, bro. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna call it. And I really don't want the smoke, but I'm gonna just call him.
Nah, man, ain't no smoke today though, bro. I always appreciate you being a willing participant.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna act tough and stuff when we get on there.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
You pulled
man.
me up. I'm
Pull
like,
him up?
damn.
Yeah. My bad. I ain't mean to do that. My bad, bro. I ain't know y'all. I ain't know y'all was still in the negotiation phase. My bad. I apologize, bro. I apologize.
Duck, baby. Wasn't that duck?
You feel me? Yeah,
The
behind the scene. I'm gonna pull the other fellas up there.
Yeah, hey, everything's good. Thanks, Doc, man. Hey, you know I got Canelo by absolute robbery draw. It'll be split. It'll be Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo's daddy. The same type.
That's crazy, bro. Don't do my boy like that, man. My boy gonna win legitimately, bro. He ain't gonna have no PEDs, no allegations, no failed tests, no Mickey judges. You know what I'm saying? No suspicious reffing. Everything gonna be legit, man.
If you see somebody put that in the comments or make that pick, you know they stole it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
like
shout out to everybody. I got Canelo by absolute robbery, just like his daddy, Julio Cesar
Chavez. It's crazy. Not JCC. Oh Lord. Let me pull up these fellas, man. That's crazy, bro. Oh, what question? What was talk to me about the MMA fight, man? I saw you was talking about I kind of want to know before I pull everybody else up. But what's the big fight coming up?
Everybody wants John Jones versus Tom
Aspinall. Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing that.
It's like, dude, you know, everybody knows John Jones got the best, you know, record and everything, man. But he only had 2 fights in 5 years, and
oh damn,
you know,
like that.
Yeah, and then you're the longest heavyweight champion ever, dude. You had 1 fight. You know what I mean? Like we all were like the overly trolling. Everybody want to see the fights, and UFC's been in the toilet lately. They probably gonna end up on Netflix soon. Yeah, Top Rank's about to get bumped from ESPN.
Yep, that's a fact.
So, and here's the thing, and you know, I like to walk things back that I say because I think Dana in boxing is good, but I think that it might not be working out. So we'll see, because I think I might be wrong on some of the stuff I said. Because I think just Dana has too much on his plate. They messed up that slap box stuff and all that stuff is really destroying. Yeah, nobody's watching that garbage. You know,
I don't understand that one, man. That was
Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, the slap fights.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that slap boxing shit is wild. I mean, power slap shit is wild. I ain't gonna lie. They be slapping shit out of each other. That should be crazy.
But ain't nobody trying to sit there for no 2 hours and watch that garbage.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to you. Shout out to the show.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you. I'm pulling everybody up. Don't go nowhere. That's my guy Dub, man. Appreciate it, brethren. We got the homies, everybody in here with us now. We got Irony, Dub, Oster, and Ty, man. Appreciate y'all fellas, man.
Got the whole gang here.
Gang tings.
Gang.
Yes, sir.
You know, Oscar said something interesting. I heard Oscar say that if we're going against another channel, it's 5-0. And I agree with that, but if the lineup is Dr. Ty, Kendrick, Dub, and me, we're going 5-0. But if Oscar is there, we're gonna go 4-1, I think. Sorry, Oscar.
You know,
bang.
We may have a different sentiment about that lineup.
I'm just fucking around.
What'd you say, Tom?
That's it. We might have a different sentiment about that lineup.
Uh-oh.
Because one of the pivotal topics might be Loma. We're gonna have to actually sit this one out.
Yeah, we gonna have to sit out. I ain't gonna lie, man. You my guy, bro. Hey, if it come to Loma and Collazo, nah, you gotta sit that one out, player. You gotta sit that. You gotta sit that one out, bro. You know, and I might have to sit out on Tank. You know, I may have to take a back seat. You know, I'm right there with you.
You need to sit down with Canelo. Is what you need.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, Irony, I'm taking you when they talk about those two. You with me? We going in there.
Oh Lord,
man.
Hey, you might have to sit out when it come to Bud too. Hey, you talking about Oster?
Hey, yeah, sit me out. Please sit me out. I don't want to go crazy. Sit me out, please. Sit me to the side, man. Hey, yo, Doc, I'm gonna help the team out. I'm helping the team out. Sit me to the side.
The facts, yeah. I'm a volunteer, bro. Go ahead. They talk about Take. I'm a sub out. Go ahead. Sub me out, bro. Go ahead. Take me out. Go ahead.
The topic, let me tell you guys just one quick thing. If the topic is Joe Calzaghe, you can just let me go alone. I don't need anything.
Hell no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we lost.
I'm with you, Irony. I'm with you.
Yeah, we lost. We super lost.
We
cooked like hell. Extra crispy.
You know, man.
Hey, irony is very tough versus 3 or 4 people. He can do it.
That's true now. My boy don't get knocked off his pivot. That's a fact. My boy stand 10 toes down.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's right.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I got to give him that.
Drag you in.
Yeah, he not moving, boy. He not budging. He not stuttering. Nothing.
Yo, you know what they say? All basketball players ain't good one-on-one players. Some of them got to play with a team.
That's a fact. You're right. Look at Michael Beasley.
Yeah,
Michael Beasley the opposite.
He can take on 3-4 dudes, no problem.
Yeah, we gonna pause that. That was crazy. Hey yo.
Yeah, definitely no diddy.
Hey yo. I already taken 3-4 dudes. Damn.
Damn.
I thought we talk about boxing, man. What's going on here?
You feel me? Damn. Oh man.
I kept waiting for Trevin to pull off, but I don't think he wanted to or something.
Who?
That guy Trevin.
Oh, Trevin, yeah. I mean, I think sometimes people let them get warmed up first. I think they want to, get. Yeah. That's why I like to do the one-on-one thing so people can see that. I let people come in and we let them get their opinions off, and no matter what, and then we have a conversation, group conversation at the end, because I want more people to call in, man. I want to hear their thoughts, man. No matter how wild it is or whatever.
Yeah, I was talking to him cool. I said, yo, man. I said it's just, you know what I mean. My thing was, yo, you sound. If you talking about Canelo and Crawford at this point in their resume, you got to either be new or trolling.
That's a fact. I agree. Like I said, I don't understand.
He said, I'm kind of new, man. He said, I'm kind of new, so I know UFC is dang.
Okay,
I said, oh, that's cool. I said, yo, you got to, you with the fam now, so you cool. You got to change that color of your name because it's gray shit. I can't see that. You got to change that color. You hear me? But no real rap, though. You got to change that color, though. But anyway, we're going to get you right in here.
My boy Oster,
we're going to get you right in here.
Yes, sir. My boy Oster there. We're going to call Oster the enforcer, boy. Shout out to my boy Oster, man.
We're going to get you right in here, man. We're going to get you right
with an iron fist. He said, change your color, cousin.
You got to change that color, though, player. That gray, we can't see that gray. You got to change that color, player.
No mas gris. No mas gris, man.
Hey, doctor, let me ask you something. So what are we doing on Thursday? Is it Oster? Is it Dub? Is it nobody?
It's up to you and Dub, or I'll let y'all figure it out. Cool. Yeah, who's ever up for the challenge, we can do it Thursday evening. But I will say this too. I'm trying to switch up the topics too. I was talking to Ty about this. I was thinking about doing a little new format where okay, shout out to Dub. Let's go. We got volunteer. We volunteer as tribute. But I was thinking about doing more like current event stuff. Like, so I love the different things, but as far as making it more spontaneous, you know what I'm saying, having the spontaneity and the relevancy, I feel like if we're doing something that's more current, like say like Pacquiao Barrios or Canelo and Crawford or something like that, I think it'll help for the engagement, like, because I love the debates and the debate style, but everybody, like the Trevin guy, or just use him as an example, he may not know, I don't know, give me a classic fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, Pacquiao Mayweather or something like that, or he may not know like those classic fights.
Donaire
Inoue, right?
You can make it however you want. Everyone's pretty well rounded.
That's true. That's true. I appreciate that. That's
I mean,
true.
it'd
Say
be.
one thing though. If anybody's not well versed, like if you remember, Doc, on my debate with the Kendrick, you were saying something about Andrea Holmes, and I was like, can I say something? I've never seen him fight, so if the topic is gonna be about him, I can't say nothing. And then you switched it, so you can do that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yep, that's true.
Like there's no problem with that.
Appreciate it, Irony. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yo, would it be cool? Would it be cool to, in this way here, it'd be more educational. You know, you said it's Thursday, so you'll tell them we can say what the topic is. If you're not educated on this boxer, then you'll get educated by Thursday. That'll help you out anyway. It'll help us all out. So if you say, like, you know, I ain't educated too much. You know, I'm not educated too much on the 122s. But if you tell me, yo, okay, oh, you in Irony going on, you got John Bataya. So, you know, I got 4 days to look up John Bataya. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no reason coming in. That's the way in. I ain't got no reason coming in talking about I don't know what's going on. Because I should know what's going on.
I like that.
I mean, that would be cool.
I like that.
Huh?
If it's me going against somebody, they can be brief, but don't let me get brief. Because I'm like Batman with prep time. And
what'd you say?
I'm like Batman with prep time.
Batman with prep time. Shout out to my boy. You hear the champ. You hear the champ. Big dog things.
That's why you the commissioner, dog.
What you're going to say is, yo, you know, Doc helped him out. You know what I mean?
Facts. Facts.
Yo, Ty, that's why you're the commissioner, dog. You hear me?
Ty, let me tell you something, Ty. You're sitting your high horse there with the belt that I've never seen you defend. I mean, what's the deal here?
But you want to take it from me, though?
When was the last time that you defended your belt against me, right?
Yeah, we're going to pause
that. Last time you had a belt defense was against me, right? How long was that, bro? Isn't the champ supposed to defend his belt sometime? You know?
I'm Mr. Free Smoke. Everybody schedules don't work.
I'm Mr. Freak Smoke. I'm Mr. Freak Smoke. You ain't taking that away from me.
You're supposed to run it back with me, and you know the power went out. You know, I had to go to the flowers.
That's true. That's true. That's
true.
Hey,
man, I appreciate the generosity. If you're giving me a title shot, sorry, dog. It's you and me on Thursday. I appreciate it.
We got a replacement?
Hey, so, Doc, so you telling me, Doc, so how does that go?
I'll weigh in and be the backup for either guy.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, dog. You are going to get it. Don't worry about it. But let me see Ty, because Ty is sitting in his high horse.
Hey, so the B side could call out the A side.
Hey, I guess so, man. We the Wild West. We the Wild West, I guess. I like that idea though, man. Shout out to Oster, man.
If you defend the title, yeah.
The supposed A side just said that we were supposed to run it back, so I just appreciate the generosity.
Hey, you taking advantage of the opportunity, man. Shout out to you, yes, sir. We saw what happened with Sebastian Fedora. Get called as a late replacement, man. He took them titles from Tim Zoo, man. Hey, anything's possible.
That's what's gonna happen again. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm starting to feel like a real fighter here. Dog, there's a lot of bullshit going on in the association. I'm starting to feel like I like this game.
Hey, that's funny as hell, bro. Facts.
I feel like I'm in the business of boxing right now, man.
You feel me? All this collusion and backtracking, and I feel you on that. Nah, but I like that idea though. I appreciate that, man. I think that if y'all want to, if that's what everybody agrees on, I have no problem with like briefing.
That'd be love.
Yeah. I like put it in like a channel or something and tell people what the topics are.
Speaking for myself,
anybody but Kendall.
Hey, I'm good either way.
You good either way?
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to remember that. I like that. I appreciate that.
Whatever you want to do.
Yes, and then the champion won't get briefed. You know what I'm saying? So Ty won't get briefed.
That's what I'm talking about. Ty, you don't get briefed. That's what we talk about. You the Canelo, homeboy. Yes, sir. You the Canelo.
Facts.
Good, brother.
I don't need it though.
Y'all can
know
that's right.
Y'all can know their resume. I don't need a phone to cover these guys.
Talk to him.
I do though.
He said he is Google.
Listen. A wise man once said, "Pride comes before the fall."
You acting like I'm undefeated. I took a L. Dub got that already.
Right, and you're gonna take another one on Thursday. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God! You talking to Canelo like that?
You talking to Canelo like that?
Bernard Hopkins run.
That's a fact. My boy going crazy now.
Call me Joe Smith Jr. Call me Joe Smith.
Oh
Jr.
Lord, don't knock about the ring, already. Not Big Joe. Big Joe. Hey, B-Hop had trouble with them Joes, ain't it? Joe Smith and Joe Calzaghe, ain't it? What Joe you show you Joe Smith or Joe Calzaghe? Which Joe? You could be any Joe.
What was
That first name
what the
brings
hell we got that got knocked
you
out
good
the ring
memories.
just now?
Either way, so whatever you want.
That's a
I don't
fact.
mind.
That's a fact. What'd you say, Oster?
Look,
Sorry.
look, speaking of knocked out the ring, who got knocked out the ring? Somebody, I just seen that. Somebody got knocked out the ring.
Recently?
Who the hell got knocked out? Yeah,
the last guy I saw get knocked out the ring was
with the white shorts on. He had the white shorts on.
I don't remember, but I don't remember what he had
What's
on.
the
But
undercard?
I just seen it today.
Was it Kavalaskis when he knocked out what's his name out the ring?
Michael Conlon?
No, well, I don't know, maybe Michael, but I'm talking about I saw Kavalaskis knock out what's my boy name? The French guy, man. Sissoko. Suleiman Sissoko. He got knocked out the ring. But that was a couple weeks ago. I don't know.
I can't say that. I know the way I said knocked out the ring. This motherfucker just got knocked out the ring.
Yeah, I gotta see. Send me. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
All right, bet. Yeah, I know Suleiman Sissoko, that undefeated Frenchman. He fought Aegis Kavalaskis. You know. Yeah, thank you. That dude, he fought him and he got knocked out the ring for it.
That's happened a few times now that I think about it, actually.
Well, recently?
I don't know. I mean, in general, like as long as I've seen boxing, I've seen that maybe.
His name is Falk.
Falk? I'm not sure.
Hey Doc, Ulster made up a good point back. He was talking about those 5 underrated fighters, and he picked Ken Norton. That was a good one.
Hey, I like that.
Oh yeah, that was a great point. Yes, absolutely. I was telling that like he gave Ali hell. He gave Ali hell. He just ran into George Foreman, man. What are you gonna do?
Hey,
that's
my bad. And am I tripping? Did they not fight? I'm looking at
David Banks.
Who was it?
David Banks.
David Banks. I missed that one.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
All right, man, appreciate it. But y'all, didn't Kavalaskis fight Sissoko? Why is it not on BoxRec? Sure. Bro, I swear he knocked him out the ring, bro. I know I'm not making this up, bro. Am I confusing it with? Unless BoxRec maybe glitching. Bro, I could have sworn Kavalaskis. I know I'm not tripping, bro. I watched the fight.
I was about to ask. Damn, he got knocked out the ring and he's still ranked high?
You feel me?
Come on, Mr. Cole, whatever his buddy name.
Yeah, Suleiman Sissoko. Bro, I'm about to look it up on YouTube, bro. I know I'm not tripping, bro. But I don't even see it on BoxRec.
Doc, go to Wikipedia and then click on it, and in boxing record, it'll explain more.
Okay, yeah. Maybe the fight was.
It'll get more in detail. Sometimes they forget the fights. Like,
oh, okay.
There's big weekends with a lot of fights on there. They be forgetting.
Okay.
I sent it to you on Irony and
appreciate
Todd too, bro.
Okay, appreciate it.
Let's see if I can identify this guy.
Okay, no, I'm not tripping. So they fought, like I said, I thought it was 2 weeks ago. It was 4 weeks ago. Suleiman Sissoko, and he gets knocked out the ring, but Kavalaskis wins by unanimous decision. It's just not on BoxRec. That's crazy. Like maybe what Dub said. Yeah, that
is crazy. Actually,
they just forgot to put it on there.
Well, some of these now for BoxRec and Wikipedia and all of them, they're not hardcores. And then when you get names like that, sometimes they just skip it and it'll be on like 2 weeks.
Okay.
I had no idea.
I'm glad. See that sometimes you gotta. That's why you gotta stick with your guns. Cause I was like, dang, am I tripping? I'm over here second guessing myself. Like, dang, am I tripping? I know I watched the fight.
Hey, Oscar, I know the guy that did this video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sissoko won. Wait. Hold on.
That motherfucker leaning, Ty. Yes, you see shit. He took a break for a minute. That motherfucker on that rope, he said, "Let me chill out for a second, man."
Yeah, he got sending him tumbling. Okay, so yes, at the start of the 5th round, Kavalaskis landed a short left uppercut to Sissoko's head, sending him tumbling out the ring. I'm about to say, I know I'm not tripping, but Sissoko still won. He won by UD. I was, bro, I know I'm not tripping, bro.
How long is the count when you go out of the ring? How long is it? Like 15 or 20?
20. If your whole 20. Body go out the ring, it's 20.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, it's 20. Okay. But his whole it wasn't no B-hop stuff. He was like hanging out the ring. He wasn't like fully. Yeah, he wasn't fully.
He did the 10 count.
Yeah.
Is it like wrestling? If they both go out, whoever gets in first wins?
I'm telling you, like wrestling. That's crazy, man.
That's a good one. Can you imagine that shit?
Appreciate that. So I'm looking at it now. Knock Spark out the ring. Looking at it right now.
Oh, I'm looking at the gloves and some of the
Doc, you be having me scared when I was sending you this. I said, hold on, let me look. There's a lot of these joints up here.
I'm telling you.
Look for the recommendations.
Hey, I appreciate it. Nah. Yeah, I think it's old too. It does look old.
Looks early 2000s.
Yeah, it does look old.
No, I just did it because y'all said knocked out the ring, and I just saw it. I was like, yo, I just seen someone get knocked out the ring.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was like, dang, I don't remember something recently. Yeah, this probably happened a while ago. Dang, you got that. That's how Sissoko was. He was just kind of leaned a little bit more. He wasn't flat on his back like that. Yeah, that's just crazy, bro.
He chilled out for me. You see, he chilled out for a minute too. He's like, hold on, let me chill out for a minute, man.
Bro. I was saying boxing is tough, bro. You know how embarrassing that is, bro. You getting knocked out the ring, bro.
They fell right into the ringside official.
Yo, Ty, you could tell me this, Ty. How that feel? I don't know, because I don't know if you know, but how do it feel like you in the ring? Because niggas is grown as men, grown ass men. You in the ring, you got your family here, kids and shit, newborns, mamas, and all kinds. I'm talking about you get flatlined like that. Yo, I'm gonna have a problem with that, man. That's why I can't be a boxer.
I'm telling you,
I have a little issue with that, man.
You heard my boy Tank said, "Hey, why you bring your mama, man? Why you ain't leave her at home, man? Why you bring her?" Man, it didn't work out for him, but yeah, that's what Yo, Joker says, remember Ben Whitaker and his opponent? Yeah, Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron fell out the ring. Goofies, man. And then Ben Whitaker got it back though. Shout out to him. He got it back. Yeah. I thought that was a little premature stoppage as well. I'm not gonna lie, but
me too.
I think
The second one,
the rematch. I thought it was a little premature, but not saying that Ben Whitaker wasn't gonna win anyway. But I just thought that was a little premature.
I probably was, but it was premature. It doesn't take away from the fact.
Facts.
That he
yeah, exactly. Already right.
The way they were throwing at each other, they should have let Ben knock that boy smooth the fuck out.
Exactly.
Give him a chance, man. Right, give him a chance, bro.
People only playing with Ben's name because of that fight.
That's
and
true.
The build up to it.
That's true. That's true.
Yo, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all feel one way about the Keyshawn shit, or do y'all feel like two ways about it?
I feel two ways about. Oh my, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh.
It's just.
Oh yeah, I feel two ways. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think he should be punished. Like I said, I think he should be suspended. I think he deserves all the criticism he's getting, if it was consistent. That's my problem. That's why I feel two ways about it. I feel like people are, I don't want to say dragging it out, because like I said, I think he deserves all this negative criticism, but I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of people like go extra hard, like, and I've seen so many situations that were similar and they didn't say anything. It's like, oh, Keyshawn Davis is he didn't know how to be a champion. He doesn't represent a champion. He should be out of boxing. This type of behavior shouldn't be tolerated. It's like, bro, how many times we see Caleb Plant fight outside the ring, bro? Not justifying it. I'm not saying it's the same. Or even like with Team Benavidez, we literally have them on camera, bro. Go watch the video. I put it out there. It was already out there years ago. Yeah, where they literally jumped Caleb Plant and his trainer, and it's both Benavidez brothers. It's Jose, David, and like 3 other people, and it's just Caleb Plant and his older trainer. Right, exactly, and it's just because the pops was there too. Facts. He was behind the camera, and it's just Caleb Plant and his trainer. And they ran down on him. So I don't remember hearing, oh, Benavidez used to be out of boxing, or either one of the Benavidezes. So I just think that's the part that pisses me off. But as far as just if we ignoring all that stuff and the inconsistencies of the media, then I think that he should be punished. You got to conduct yourself as a champion, man. I think that's important, bro. And when you are a champion, it's a salute to you, but it's also a responsibility to demonstrate the epitome of the sport and carry yourself as a champion. I don't mean you're perfect, but you can't be out here missing weight. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the dude's gonna fight you anyway, showing arrogance, calling out other people, and then jumping a guy because he beat your brother. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I agree with that, Doc. I agree, because at a high standard, and we mentioned this before, the the thing is, the thing is when Bob, there's only 15 fighters in 60 years where Bob, especially black fighters, where he gives you the key to the house. And basically we can name them 10, 15 black fighters that he literally gave the key to their city, the key to their want to do, the Loma treatment, basically. And then he had opportunity to bring his brothers involved and his family involved, and it was very corporate-esque. And basically he laid an egg, and it looked very ghetto, and really not ghetto like that.
Right.
It looked. He turned into that uncle at the barbecue. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
That's what happened, and people are getting, it's kind of one of those situations where he put everybody in the here we go again.
Right.
See?
That part.
So,
that part.
It's hard. He literally had the NOA treatment. He had the Loma treatment. Plus bring family members with him, and look what we got. That's all.
Right.
Now, it's not like failed drug tests and all that stuff. Then you're arrogant going to the show and being unprofessional, acting like a kid.
Yes.
On top of that.
Yes.
Saying he's ducking this and this and that. And we know, it was, the night was for you.
For you, bro. This was you. And I love, my bad, W, you still going? Sorry.
No, absolutely. You guys go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I love the way that Oster framed the question. It's like you feel one way or two ways about it. I do feel two ways about it. Because like on one hand, I agree with everything Dub said. I don't disagree at all. On the other hand, it's just like I'll be lying if I say it doesn't bother me. It's because I notice things. Like if I didn't really watch boxing or was as observant as I am, and I didn't know these things about Caleb Plant busting somebody in the head with a bottle, about Ryan Garcia missing weight, laughing about it, drinking a beer on the scale, and people taking that as a joke, then I'd be like, okay, bet, this looks bad, and I could just say that by itself. But I have to consider those things because they're very similar in nature. You know what I'm saying? Almost identical in nature, So it's just like, it's crazy, bro.
The bottle that you're referring to.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm done.
Just real quick, the bottle that you're referring to with Caleb Plant, I assume is Ryan Garcia, and that's because he was talking shit about his wife.
Right. That's
more than
I agree. So let's go there, right?
Actually, he got off easy.
No, but my point is, but you know me, you never hear me say, "Oh, Caleb." I salute Caleb Plant for doing that. I applaud him. But what I'm saying is that I don't know. For example, what if I'm not accusing Nahir Albright of this. I'm not saying he did. I don't think he did. But what if he said something about Keyshawn Davis's wife or girlfriend or mother of his children? I don't know what was said to make it happen. You see what I'm saying?
I would look at the situation completely different.
Right, but what I'm saying, we don't know. No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. It's still not enough. Like, to me, to act that way in that moment with everything that happened during that weekend, you got to be on your best behavior. I don't care what happened. Sometimes you just got to let stuff go. And I think that's an appropriate time to let it go. But what I'm saying is that, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna give you another example, right? With the Figueroa brothers, right? The Figueroa brothers allegedly beat the hell out of Mario Barrios, right? Because of their sister, right? So what if now Keyshawn Davis, and Greg, I get it. It was at a fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's at the event, but they jumped Nahir Albright, I guess, for their sibling as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he said. I don't think he said that. Once again, Nahir Albright is a consummate professional, ultimate professional. I thought he was so gracious, and not only in how he conducted himself, but also his response as far as he said, "I'm gonna pray for the DB3." So I think he should get not only get applauded for winning, but how he handled himself afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Despite the situation, that's championship. You know what I'm saying? Professionalism. You know, so he should be celebrated for how he responded and stuff like that. But let me finish. Yeah. So, but I want to say that at the end of the day, we're saying that it looks bad because he jumped him, and it does look bad. But we have other instances of, let's say, Caleb Plant, where I don't know what the Egyptian boxer said. Once again, I don't care what he said. All I know is that Caleb Plant and like 10 other of his homies put hands and feet on him at an event, and that's also on camera. No one said Caleb Plant has to get kicked out of boxing. People are saying that Keyshawn should be kicked out of boxing.
No, kicked out of boxing.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that's what people are saying, right? So what I'm saying is that if we didn't even reprimand or even consider punishing anybody else for similar situations. I'm not saying we can't set a precedent with Keyshawn. I'm actually advocating that you should set a precedent with him, but let's not act like it's the only time it happened. This is not he's not the pioneer of doing some dumb shit as a boxer, especially when it comes like yeah. So these are fighters that let's face it, right? Oh my bad. Go ahead. But I want one more thing. But these are fighters and they're fighting. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's bad as I'm not saying you should fight anywhere, but he ain't shoot up a store. You know what I'm saying? He fought. He's a fighter, bro. He fought. That's what you know what I'm saying. So yes, sometimes verbal altercations will turn physical, especially when you're a pugilist by occupation. It wasn't like he beat up a random dude crossing the street. He fought another boxer. You know, so he is wrong, of course. He should be punished. But we've seen these things. Go ahead, Arnie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I think I don't know if I necessarily like the example that you gave, and here's why. Just one thing, right? Not saying the whole thing or anything. I actually agree with the last thing you said, but when you said that about what if Nahir Albright said something about his wife or his kid or something. Listen,
hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying he did. I don't think he did. I was just saying.
No, I understand. Okay. What if? It's a what if. It's a what if.
Right.
In that scenario, I disagree with your conclusion, man. I disagree with you have to let stuff go sometimes in general, of course. I've learned that the hard way. But at the same time, you don't, here's how I look at it, right? You don't get to say what you want to me and then dictate how I should react.
Facts. Talk to him, Irony. Preach.
You know, like I can't stand when people do that. People think that they can say something to you and then be like, "Oh, don't take this." So, bro, you don't get no say in how I react. You know what you said.
Facts. I agree with that.
Like you can't have this shit both ways, bro.
You're right about that. I agree.
So just that part, you know, like just
I appreciate that
right there, because I understand all things considered, but to be honest with you, bro, like, could you imagine like people when Bruno Suras knocked out Jaime Munguia? I told people if I'm in Bruno's corner, I'm talking to his ear and I'm like, listen, we might want to get the fuck out of here as soon as possible.
I'm talking about with haste.
Don't be dancing. Don't get on the top rope.
Facts.
Don't even think about dancing. Just get the fuck out of here.
Right. You from France, bro. and you in Tijuana, you in his backyard, you just put him to sleep. Oh, you better skedaddle. Yeah. But yeah, but no, I agree with you, and I appreciate that insight, and even clear. I appreciate that opinion and even the clarity, because I do agree with you. You know, but I'm just saying, you know, like you already acknowledged and articulated, like just with all things considered, I kind of agree with, I do agree with Dub. Like I said, I want to emphasize, I'm not making an excuse for Keyshawn when I bring up these other situations. I'm just saying the media, we have a responsibility, in my opinion, to cover things fairly and justly. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like this is the first time it happened. But just because it's not the first time doesn't mean that it shouldn't be punished. It should be indeed be punished. But I just think sometimes people are going a little overboard. And I've seen people question, like, I saw people say, like, oh, it's just because they don't have a father in their lives. I'm like, Caleb Plant has his father in his corner. He still be running down on people. What's that got to do? You know, but people will just reach and say anything because they're piling on. Right. And Benavidez, Jose Benavidez is there, the father. They still ran down on Caleb Plant. It's just like people just be trying to reach, and that's what I'm not going for. But as far as him being punished, I agree 1,000%. Like I said, I advocate for him to be punished. I think he should, because you can't act like that. But at the same time, it does bother me, because I feel like it's like, dang, I see this person over here getting all this pressure, all this reprimand, all this punishment, but I see people over here not like they're not only are they not getting critiqued, some of them are, in some instances, they're getting applauded. And I'm one of the people that applauded. That's why I like Caleb Play. I'm not ashamed to tell you, I like him because he be standing on business. You talk trash to Caleb Play, you say the right thing, he might go upside your head top. I love that.
Right.
Because it makes people be accountable. But, you know, I just think that it's just and I know a lot of people feel the same, but it's such a drastic, I don't know, it's just such a drastic opinion on situations when it comes to just being violent when you shouldn't be. And I feel like the only thing that I can see is just the person that does it, as opposed to the action being done, you know. But I do think that
the problem
you got to chill.
I'm sorry, not to
No, I'm done. I'm repeating myself. Go ahead.
I think people are looking at the jump. Go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
Nah, finish your statement, because I'm out. Yeah.
I think people are looking at the fact that he jumped him with the fact that he missed weight and all
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I think that's a little disingenuous thing to do because yes, it's the same dude, but it's one thing has nothing to do with the other. Like the people getting jumped, it's one thing. He didn't jump him because he missed weight.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so it's
Okay.
like they're piling that negativity
Yes.
onto their what's the word I'm looking for? Like their way of looking at this, so to speak.
Yep.
You know, and I just think that's a mistake, bro. Like, is it good? No. Do I want to see it? No. But
Right.
I mean, there's a lot more to this, and I mean, as far as the weight goes, I'm 100% with you.
Yeah, I think that before you go real quick, Ty, I know you about to take off, and you should, because I've been talking for a while. My bad. I will say this. So I slightly disagree. Ty, I mean, Irony. I do think that you could put them together, but the part that I agree with you is the fact that people are acting like the event was canceled because of the altercation backstage. That's not the case. The event was canceled because he missed weight. So once again, that's also something that's not unprecedented, because we saw Janabek also have his event canceled and rescheduled because he missed weight. We saw Ryan Garcia miss weight to Drew Peer. So like that's what we should look at as far as his unprofessionalism and messing up the event. Some people are saying that he messed up the event by having the altercation at the end. No, that didn't mess up the event. I mean, it messed up the event, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that's not what canceled the fight. The cancel of the fight was because he missed weight, and we've seen these things happen before, which is still not an excuse. Once again, I think he should be punished again for missing weight as well, but let's not act like this is a trailblazing event. But go ahead, Ty, my fault.
Good stuff.
Appreciate your patience too.
I had to take a sigh because also I do feel two ways about this. It's like, on one hand, I don't want to see a young black man get condemned for something that he can redeem himself for. But on the other end, certain things just can't be overlooked. And the way Top Rank and Bob chose to handle this was telling for me.
Yep, you said that.
They ain't got no plans to actually penalize this boy. When you sit there, look at the coverage of how they try to spin the narrative on this, they try to minimize what happened between him and the locker room. To the point where they're trying to say that now here Wu Albright is lying.
That's bullshit.
It is. It's funny how they're saying they give you a certain account of it throughout the media, but when you speak to every fighter that was in that locker room or present, training staff, they talk about how this dude came in there unprovoked. It's not like they actually had any means of, like, any interaction before Keyshawn entered the locker room.
So he was the antagonist.
Yeah, so it wasn't he may have said something. Nah, it wasn't any of that. Yep. He wasn't even in the vicinity of him.
Yep.
He stormed the locker room and tried to press him.
Also big dog stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
I believe it. And I don't know Wu, so I'm gonna give a shout out to here Albright. I don't know him, but he just doesn't give off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't give off that energy, bro. You see, like I said, even his response to it, despite everything that happened, exactly, and despite his and even with all that stuff happened, you know what they said, you have anything to say to DB3? He said, I'm gonna pray for him, bro. That don't rub me off as a guy that said something about somebody's mama. I was just saying that hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? Not just like I said, I don't think he said that, but like, he just don't seem like somebody that would even cause that or be the antagonist in that situation. So yeah, and that bothers me too, what Ty said, because like I said, I do think that he should be punished. And if they sweep it under the rug, it's love for Keyshawn, but I don't really think it's love for Keyshawn, because I think that, it's better to learn something early than to learn it late. You know what I'm saying? Because this might reinforce his, if he doesn't learn anything from this, then that'll reinforce how he clearly already felt like he's the man. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, let's face it. You come in 4 pounds overweight and talking about I'm still gonna have the fight. That means that you feel me? So like, yeah. But we've seen the same thing. I mean, look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia comes in overweight, he cheats, and people say, oh, cheating don't matter. PEDs don't matter. So it's similar stuff.
Yeah, but it's kind of like with that Keyshawn. Like I definitely feel two ways. That's why I asked the question. 'Cause I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, great question, bro.
I might feel 3 ways, to be honest with you. But
you feel me? Facts.
Seriously, because because I'm trying to separate it because it was different events that happened. I don't want to, what I mean. Then it's on the backside, or the elephant in the room on the backside. It's like Keyshawn himself, I feel, could come back off this. He young, he had an incident, but I don't think that he could come back with DB3 the way he was pulling them. I don't think that can happen. Keyshawn probably could come back, but like he had a certain move going on.
That's a great point.
DB3. You know what I mean? He had all of them coming on his ship. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm talking about those casualties on his ship. You know what I mean? I know his brothers feel the kind of way too, because he's the umbrella. They under his umbrella. You know what I mean? So what you do keep going shine on all of us. So if they ain't fucking with you, they really ain't fucking with us. To be honest with you, like they kind of probably swimming right now.
And that's prevalent in no disrespect, but that's prevalent in Kelvin. I ain't gonna hold you. Keon might have a little something, but Kelvin, ain't no pack him up. Ain't no way. So yeah, no, that's a great point. And you know what's crazy too, Oster, to piggyback off what you say, if I could interject real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
I have two pit. Well, I had one of them. Kimba passed away not too long ago, but I remember when I was in college and I got this. This is the first house that I lived in, and after a year or two or whatever, I wanted to get another one, and the landlord was like, nah, you can't have another. I was like, why, man? I said, man, you see my dogs are good. You know my dogs, whatever. He's like, yeah, but he said, when you have dogs, they're social animals. He said, and then you can start making a pack, and then they might act different. He said, and I'm not saying that's true, because obviously I moved out and I ended up getting the dog anyway, and they're cool anyway, but the negative stigma that comes with pit bulls. But anyway, I'm not saying, my point is that I got what he was saying, and I understood what he was saying, and that's similar to what you're saying now. It's like Keyshawn might be cool, he might be manageable by himself, but when he gets with his brothers, bitch might act different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel comfortable, you feel like, okay, we untouchable, I'm with my partners, you get, so that's a large reason why a lot of us got to get out from our circumstances or the environment that we live in, because a lot of times your homies will, you're going to act a certain way with your homies, and it might not be so conducive with being the best version of yourself. Huh?
People will drag you down.
Yeah, drag you down. Right. And I'm not even saying, I think it's the opposite now. I think it's Keyshawn that messed it up for them, but it's still the similar concept. It's like, maybe he might not have done that if it wasn't DB3 on the card. If it was just Keyshawn and Kermel and Abdullah and whoever else you want to throw in there, you know what I'm saying? But because it was his brothers, now it's like, okay, bet, I gotta hold it down for my brother, man. He don't beat up my brother. I gotta go show him something, which is a stupid mentality. But that's, boxing is fighting. That's probably how he felt, and Keyshawn did have that situation with the not giving him excuses. I'm not giving him excuses, but he did have that mental situation too, And
on top of that, Doc, for real, with that mental
situation emotionally, if you can't handle those types of situations emotionally, you'll have no business being on the same card, honestly.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Agreed.
That's 100% fact. 100% fact. But I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I'm just talking what I believe because I wasn't there.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, the mental. I'm not giving an excuse for the mental, but he's certified.
Yeah,
like, the boy is certified. You know what I mean? The boy is certified. So I always go by the initial action because that's what a little bit of shit always bring a bunch of bullshit. So you got to go back to what happened first. Oh, all he said was "fuck her," and that ended up into a death. You know what I mean? Why you say that to my sister? You know what I mean? It was some little shit.
Yep.
So the weigh-in, because I'm saying from what everybody talking about, because obviously Keyshawn thought that he's gonna take the money.
Yep.
That's where I'm thinking kick the mental at. When he didn't take the money and Keyshawn realized that he was not fighting, anything from that point could kick you
spiral.
off. That's when I think that mental probably kicked in. And he, because there was no reason for him to fight the boy. Everybody in the world know that. So, you know what I mean? That's the one side. I give you Keyshawn, with your mental thing, and you did, because all this is on you now. You miss weight. Nobody else miss weight. So you miss weight. So that happened in you.
Yep.
Brought all this out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So
and I think it was the way in.
Yep.
So also the thing is that real quick is that remember Top Rank has to go maybe DAZN or somewhere else, right? Because they're going to be off ESPN soon.
Yep.
So the thing is, are they going to be able to go somewhere and still have all three brothers fight?
on the
card
See, that's my
together.
thing.
No, this might be the last time, and then now you just blew the opportunity. So let's say you end up with a return, and he might say, "Hey, last time this happened. See, I can't pay you extra
Right.
million
But
or whatever."
exactly,
That's a great
that's
point
my
right there.
I can't
yeah.
ensure
That was
that.
my point.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point from the beginning when I said Keyshawn could come back because at the end of the day,
Facts.
Keyshawn was a champ. At
Yep.
the end of the day, so Keyshawn, it's like a rap group. You know what I mean? Keyshawn, if it wasn't for Keyshawn, we won't be seeing these two people fighting on this
Right.
card.
Great
Let's keep it
point.
100.
Great point.
So this is a group thing. This is a group thing based on the star player. He just happened to have two brothers that he bringing with him. He could have been two friends. Whoever it was, Keyshawn. Now on this point, after the little mental thing and all that, so I don't give you no points after that, because I believe if you're a professional,
Yep.
you should have your mental intact. You should have some people in there with
Yep.
you just in case your mental get detached.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Great
you
points.
suspect to that type of shit. You
Great
get what I'm
point.
saying? So it should have been somebody in there that could talk to you. So I hold you against this.
Mhm.
Even while you're in your mental state, I hold you against this. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because at the end of the day, Keyshawn, you fucked it up for you, your mom in there, your sister in there,
Come on
and
now. The city.
you had these people, you had the city behind. Remember, we was just talking about it. I was like, yo,
Mhm.
with the Cornell Whitaker thing, like I was like, yo, he trying to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Because Puerto Rico
Yep.
was the last one that had the city
Yep.
under boxing.
Yep. Rest in peace, Sweet Pea. You're right. That's a fact.
Yo, he had his fans and his new fans.
Mhm.
They so I'm like Keyshawn, man. You know what I mean? Whenever you get right, whenever you get calm down and all that, man, you need to go talk and just calm down and be a champ, man. You
Yep.
got to learn outside the ring now. You got inside the ring together. Let's get outside the ring together.
Yep. And
I think that's the problem. Yeah.
Yep. No, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, that's it. That's it, Doc. That's
Oh,
it.
I was gonna say what Ty said. I think that's why when Ty said that that's why I think it's bad that if they cover it up. I mean, I get the money, but I think that it's more important to learn a lesson. That's why I think he should, whatever he gets, let him get it now, as opposed to covering up or trying to frame Albright as a liar or act like it didn't happen, whatever. Nah, bro, punish him, bro. It's not only is it gonna help hopefully the sport, as long as we keep it consistent, you know what I'm saying, it'll help the sport, and it'll also show you what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate, but it's also going to help him in his character. You know what I'm saying? Accountability mean, bro, you know why I never been to jail? Because I have an older brother, the older sister that been to jail. I seen that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you could, even if you don't learn what to do from a motherfucker, you can learn what not to do from him. That's almost as important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? So my cousin,
Right.
my older cousin going in there and me visiting them, that helped me know, okay, bet I'm not gonna do that, because they might not show me what to do, but they show me what not to do. So, you know, I feel like lessons could come in different. Yeah. So I think
You guys, I need you guys to face the pulpit, because Pastor Doug is preaching right now.
I appreciate the shout to my guy. Shout out to my guy Irony, man. Yes, sir. But yeah, that's a fact though, man. So go ahead, Ty. Go ahead, cook up, man. I know you said you got your perspective, so I'm gonna just keep quiet. Go ahead, bro. Cook.
Look, don't kill me on this one.
No, sir.
But I gotta keep it a beam. When people sit there and point out that Keyshawn came from a single mother household, that shit hit different. Because that is one of the main problems with him and his brothers. No type of structure. Some moms can get it done. Some don't do enough.
And some
outside of Bomac, this man did not have no real structure in his life. Every time he comes up into a situation, he gets bailed out. There's no real repercussions.
See, and that's true. You see, I mean, if you speak from history standpoint, yeah, that could be true. You know, well, I'm sure you're speaking from knowledge. Yeah, I don't know that.
When you look at the situation, the one that just happened this past weekend, when you compare him to the other kids, because I look at them like they kids, like the Abdullah Mason, 2-parent household.
That's true.
Nair Albright, 2-parent household, and I know Miss Wu.
That's Nair Albright for those that don't know. Wu is Nair Albright for those that don't know.
It's the reason why when they were asked certain questions, they responded in a certain way. You move a little different based off your upbringing. It's funny that in boxing,
I agree with that.
The boxers that come from the 2-parent households or might have lived a suburban lifestyle, we sit here and make fun of them because we don't think they're edgy enough.
Yep, they ain't street enough.
But when they face adversity, they're the ones that actually step up. It be the ones that we sit here and try to glorify for street shit that don't know how to act.
You're right about that now. My boy Preacher.
Whether it be the Tanks, the Keyshawns.
That's true. I mean,
But
And to a degree, Caleb Plant.
I didn't think you had to throw a tank in there, but you're right though.
no, but what I'm saying is
Nah, I mess with you, bro.
none of
No,
them,
you're right. You're right. I
none
mess
of
with
them,
you, bro.
The
but none of
dude
them
got into
times.
an accident, hit a pregnant chick, got up, looked at her, and ran. You're on
Facts.
camera.
Facts. See, why you gotta bring up old stuff though, bro? You know what I'm talking about? Nah,
No,
but
I'm saying
all seriously though, Ty is right. I agree with the accountability. Like you said, that was
agree.
dumb. And running, come on, bro. Shout out to Ty. I think those are great points.
Nah, but I say like those are 100% facts. You can't deny that in any walk of life. You know, in any culture, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Some got single parents, some got you know, two people in there. But that really don't. At the end of the day, it really don't define you as when you growing up. You know what I mean? It don't define you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you carry some of that shit, because some people came from these good families and eat
assholes.
People.
Yep, facts.
Yeah, they eat people and shit like that. For real. So it don't define you. It'll show part of your character. You know, and this and that. And what you said is that's why I say it's 100% because it definitely showed disrespect to the mama because she right there and you running around acting crazy.
Come on, now.
So that's a fact. That's 100% fact of what you're saying.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'll be saying like these people growing up in the street. I mean, it's cool, but these people are different kind of lifestyle. They into to a professional lifestyle. They're around professionals.
Be right back.
You know what I mean? That other professionals is not, especially ones in your camp, is not doing that. So
right.
I mean, you could be a street dude, but you're not really that street because you're in a professional sport and you a champ right now. So you're not street. You know what I mean? You're not street. Cut it out. You know what I mean? You ain't street because you'll be really doing some street shit. Smoking weed and all that don't make you street. That's if you just got some money right now and you want to smoke a little weed because you could do. You probably wasn't smoking when you wasn't boxing. Probably had no money to smoke. I don't know.
You know, but you know it's crazy that you just said that. Oh, sir, I got you good. You mind if I?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
You know, it's funny that you just said about the weed stuff. You know, I had a homie, right? I met him in college. You know, the first time this motherfucker smoked was in college, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my point is, like, why would you go to college to do some stupid stuff? You know what I'm saying? To do stuff that you know what I'm saying, to act a fool. Like, bro, yeah, exactly. If anything, you're supposed to do the opposite. If you smoke before, you're supposed to stop smoking when you get it. You gonna start? I got another homeboy that came from the same place as me, man. He got into college, he got arrested for the first time. Bitch, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you should have stayed home. You should have stayed at the crib if you was gonna get arrested. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so when I went to college, I was like, bro, I'm gonna make sure that that this stuff doesn't happen to me. That don't mean that I'm not human. You know, I got partners and, you know, get into some stuff sometimes, but at the end of the day, at the back of my mind, no matter where I'm at, I'm still aware of things not to get into. I remember I went to this one party, bro. It was an FSU party too, so you know it's going down. I'm talking about I walked in the door, bro. Booger sugar on the right. I'm talking about a bowl of it. I said, hold on now. I said, what is that? I looked at it, bro. I said, bro, I don't know if you riding with me or not. I said, if you riding with me, I'm leaving now. If not, you can catch a taxi or Uber. That Uber wasn't really popping back then. I got up out of there, bro, because you got to.
I'd love to be a clown in your fraternity, kid, and see you,
bro.
Look at this guy,
bro. I looked at it. I said, nah, bro, because and you know, I don't smoke or drink or anything like that, but I know if something went down, it was a party at FSU, a predominantly white party. If anything goes down, they gonna look at me first. I got dreadlocks. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
I too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm out, bro. You know, just because I'm like, in my mind, like, bro, I don't want. If I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get in trouble for something I did at least. You know, it's not something I can avoid. So, and it goes back to what you were saying too. Is like, I mean, what Ty was saying about the protecting them. It's like we know Kelvin doesn't seem like he's all that, but like Keon, right? If they protect Keyshawn now and he doesn't learn, then what message is that sending Keon? It's like, okay, bet, you know, as long as I'm a champion, I can do whatever I want. Nah, bro.
Keon already thinks that way.
Exactly, Ty. Exactly,
I
Ty.
think Keyshawn got the message though. Keyshawn, I mean, if one person in this whole situation got the message, that's Keyshawn. His older brother got the message because he got his ass kicked. But Keyshawn,
yeah,
he got it because he got his ass kicked. But Keyshawn got the message. No, I'm just saying this.
When he put out that public statement, there was no remorse in their actions. They sitting there trying to tell y'all, oh, they're lying on me. We ain't really do nothing. None of them learned nothing.
That's true.
I could. That fits the bill though. That literally fits the bill for Keyshawn. It literally fits the bill for him. If he'd have said anything other than that, I thought he would have been bullshitting.
Lack of
But I bet next
accountability,
week,
deflecting. Okay,
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
it fits exactly what's going on. But you gotta let it soak in though. Let it soak in. Cause you gotta remember when Keyshawn got that belt, did y'all see how he was acting with that belt? He really, 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 really liked that belt.
Yeah, with the IG post and all that stuff that you talking about. Yep.
He really liked that belt. You get what I'm saying? You see how hard he pushed him when you touch that belt? Keyshawn was for real about that belt.
Yep.
His world is crashed. You gotta let it soak in for a minute. He ain't got the belt. You gotta let it soak in.
Yeah.
It ain't going to soak in. Bob trying to line him up for another belt. He's already being rewarded. When he enters 140, he gonna be fighting the 1 or 2 ranked guy within the WBO. Putting him in line for a belt. It's not like they giving him a real slap on the wrist, finding him. No. They put out a piece of shit statement. They sitting here working PR work, trying to, calm down the fire. They not really pressing him about this. They ain't even pressing him about the situation at the hotel with them bringing produce in there.
Yeah, you see,
then a couple hours later, they talking about, he sent me bananas and watermelon and a racist note.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Shout out to Ty. Yeah, and then just this type of behavior is if like I said, I don't want to say that it's I don't want to say it's a pattern.
You smoking weed in camp and Bo Mac Ben told you put that shit down.
Right. So now it's like, bro, if you get checked early, I think you could stop it from becoming a character trait. Right now it might be a little pattern. He's doing it habitually, you know what I'm saying, having these missteps. But if you could try to nip it in the bud, I think it'd be best to, like I said, just give him the harsh punishment now. And then he said,
is he getting
I'm
the
more
same
black,
check?
bro. You have it easy. What you talking about, bro?
Yo, Doc, is he getting the same? Is Keyshawn getting the same check that he's getting for this fight, for this next title fight that he's supposed to be getting?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I hope not.
See, because sometimes
I mean, not I hope not. Like we're just talking about to learn the lesson. I'm not talking about. Yeah,
I'm just saying. Sometimes you can be the patsy. Sometimes you can be the patsy. You mean you might be up for another fight, but that money might not be right. And that's what the game is about. And the DB3, I bet Keyshawn will be up, but I bet those DB3 won't be with him. They be talking about Keyshawn Davis. It won't be no DB3.
Yep.
And it probably won't be in Virginia.
Punishment, though, Oster. That's not a real. If anything, it's the opposite.
Huh?
Because you're putting that example, and I hear you, but that's not really a punishment, is it? Actually, the opposite.
I mean, if I'm just saying, if it was me, right? If it was me, and I knew how rough the boxing game was, and I got to be 13-0 and be a champion, and was able to bring my brothers in. And we locking down Virginia, a whole new state again that they forgot about boxing, like Crawford did Omaha. And he actually got Virginia. He's actually got it now. And it just went in one night. He's trying to be lucky if they thinking about him.
48 hours, bro.
Yeah, he'd be lucky if they thinking about him.
Let me ask you guys something.
I'm gonna go after this. I gotta get some food. But go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna slide after this. I mean, y'all can chill, but I'm gonna slide. I'm starving.
I want to know what is the punishment, if any. Like, let's say that me and Doctor are gonna fight, and I miss weight for 5 pounds, right? What's in it for me, and like what is? Do we have like a?
Are you asking what is the punishment, or yes, what do I propose?
No, the punishment will be
both things.
Oh,
yeah. The punishment will be when you get back home. When he left as a champion. Something sort of, if you actually had a fight and didn't come back with the belt, and you still be favored. But if you lost the belt in this fashion, people don't take that kind of lightly. I mean, because you wasn't even in the ring. You get what I'm saying? So your actions after, when you get back, and the questions that you be asked, yo, what's up? What happened? You can't. At some point, you're gonna burst. You're gonna answer these questions because they're not gonna stop. It's like you built your own ghost. You built your own cemetery to sit there and just fuck with you. You get what I'm saying?
You lost money.
Yeah, the clout in the family. So when they get back home and they going out to party and all that, So when Keyshawn fighting, they all ain't fighting no more.
If I spend an extra $100 for a Keyshawn fight, and I only got the other two brothers, and half of them, one of them lost, you know, and yeah, I spent the extra to sit in the front. Maybe 10 rows closer. I spent some money, $100 extra each ticket, and then I didn't even get to the main course meal. Pause.
And then you asked the question about why. You asked the question about why you went to sleep. Did you leave? You went to the bathroom? No, that's the elephant in the room. They knew Keyshawn wasn't fighting before the first fight.
Yep.
That's a hell of an event. It wasn't like he was in there and broke his hand while he was, about to come out the ring or slipped on the banana peel. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy. So the aftermath, forget what happened in the ring. That's already happened.
Right.
It's like today's like today. Keyshawn trying to talk for more deals. I don't think you're gonna get him as easy as you got him, just like you just got that. You had everybody there, AI, Vic. I mean, that was kind of you was turned up, Key. You was turned up. You was turned up, Key. At the end of the day, you was turned up on, and that's on the real side. You was turned up. I'm mad as a black man, Key, because we had a black champion and you had it, and we rolled in, and it's not no racist shit. It's just like, come on, you. This is why these motherfuckers sometimes don't be fucking with us, man. Come on, man. You 13-0. You're not even like 25-0. You like 13-0.
You just
like,
got here.
Crazy. You just got the belt 30 days ago. Like, what's up with this dude, man? Come on, man.
Learn a lesson.
It still ain't learned.
Once he cut the dreads, it was over.
That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what it was, bro. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it was. Shout out to Dub.
K-Shine Davis.
Yes, sir. K-Shot, bro. You had me cry when you, because I missed it, Dub. I don't know if you were here this morning when I told you I missed it. But I went back and watched the last show because I was trying to find clips to make a short. And I saw you said K-Shot Davis. That joke had me crying, bro. That was too funny. But shout out to Dub, man. Zip him up. Yeah, you said K-Shot Davis. Zip him up. Yes, sir. But fellas, man, I'm about to go ahead and slide, man. I appreciate y'all rocking as always. Y'all can go ahead and chill. No pizza. Yeah, no pizza. Now I got some leftover chicken. I'm a bust down. So yes, sir.
God bless y'all.
Hey, doctor, what happened to the salad? Hey, doctor, what happened to the salad?
I ate a salad. Don't get me the line, but like maybe 4 or 5 days ago, less than a week ago. You know what I'm saying?
That's Ryan. That ain't no salad.
Nah, I rock with salad, bro. I rock with salad, man. Yeah, appreciate it, Ty. That's why I work out, man. So I can eat what I want. But no, I definitely
ain't got a fight lined up.
Yeah, talk to
him. You're not Keyshawn.
You feel me? I ain't Keyshawn.
I got that Ryan pack.
Hey, that's crazy.
Hey, bro, I'm looking out for your health, my bro.
No, you are. No, I appreciate it.
I want you to be unhealthy, and
I appreciate it. I had a mango today too, man. You feel me? So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I do my thing. I do my team, but I appreciate it though, man. I do have to tighten up with my with more salad and stuff. I actually like salad too. It's just I don't go out my way to eat them, but when I do eat them, hey, they be busting, man. But fellas, man, shout out to my guy King Oster, King Irony, King Dub, King Ty, man. I don't think anybody else joined, so shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all and the panel. But the panel was on fire, man. I'm talking about Dub was preaching, Ty preaching, Oster, Irony preaching. And y'all was going in, man. We was cooking, man. So yeah, hell yeah, man. Hold people accountable, man. Everybody though, you know what I'm saying? So that's all it is, man. I appreciate y'all fellas, man. God bless.
As well, brother.
Catch y'all on the morning show. Good Lord willing. But yeah, chat, man. Appreciate everybody, man. All the love. Yes, sir. Talk to him, Dub. Smack the like button and consider becoming a member, man. Become a member. $3 a month, man, goes a long way. Get you all these fire emotes. Get your time to chop it up at the panel, whether I'm on the live show or off the live show. You can still chop it up at the Discord with these wonderful, dope, educated, articulated, intelligent brothers that we just heard on the mic that blessed me with their presence on the panel, man. So I appreciate y'all rocking. Shout out to my guy, Jay Sharp, man. He said, great show, man. I appreciate you being part of it, my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, Oscar Perez, man. King Oscar in the building. Yes, sir. The Floyd's a legend, so I'll let it slide. Yes, sir. Black Cat, big legend. Got Joker in the building. Appreciate you contributing on the chat side, man. So I'm going to catch you on the flip side. Good Lord willing. You know, we stream every day, Monday through Friday. 8 a.m. for the morning show, 7 p.m. for the evening show, Eastern Standard Time, of course. So I'm going to catch you on the rebound. Yes, sir. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smack that like button as well. It's free, man. Smack the like button, share the channel, all that good stuff and bonbons, man. I appreciate y'all rocking as always. Once again, smack the like button, but most importantly, remember with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood. We're about to freeze. Bro, my intro messed up again. I don't know why they keep messing up my intro, bro. Let me run that again. I mean, my outro. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.